welcome to the Sports 5 Center live from the championship capital of Philippine basketball, the Smart Araneta Coliseum. With all the confidence in the world, I can say this is the last day of the Governor's Cup.
Sure
na ako dyan. Sure ako dyan.
Sigurado.
Itataya ako credibility ko. Tonight is the last night of the season.
This season, yeah.
Welcome everyone. Nico Alili here with, of course, Coach Ronnie Magsanok. And I'm seated beside, I'm sure he's going to be the best dressed coach in the World Championships next year. Sure yan. Sure to sure. Coach
manalo tayo. Hi, good evening.
Okay. Also joining us in our special coverage tonight, covering the Petron camp, that will be Nico Angelo Ramos. I have to include Angelo para di magkalituan eh. Of course, covering the game will be Magu Marjan and Jason Webb, and covering San Mig Coffee will be the lovely Erica Padilla. We'll get to those two lovely, one lovely girl and three lovely gentlemen in just a bit. Let's start our conversation by talking about Junmar Fajardo. Now, we actually have two tweets that will help get this conversation rolling here. I'm going to read the tweets right now. From Austin Hohilia, we saw better Junmar Fajardo this season thanks to coach and the Gilas coaching staff. And then the next tweet from John Paul. In addition to Coach Chot, the concept of letting Junmar dominate while reducing the impact of Santos and the Petron wings. Of course, mentioning in those two tweets, Coach, you were prominently mentioned. How much credit do you want to take for the emergence of the Kraken here in the Governor's Cup?
First of all, very little really. I think it's been Danny Ildefonso who's been doing a great job mentoring Junmar Fajardo and the Petron coaching staff who's put him in a great position. But I've been asked getting that question all the time, and I just want to show some very rare scene footage, and we're doing it here on our PLDT Telpad. If you log in on the Telpad My DSL, here we have from Lithuania, Junmar Fajardo getting blocked. In fact, bumagsak siya sa floor. But look at how, if we can pause it right here, look at how tall that center is. Yan taon ni Junmar Fajardo. But he's able to get a drop pass from Jeff Chan here as we continue the video, roll the footage, and he gets a dunk on this guy. So, pag nagugulat kayo sa linalaro ni Junmar, kami hindi masyado because we've seen this. These are the things that he did in Lithuania against much bigger opposition. He gets a good seal, up and under, reverse. He fights against these big Lithuanians, much taller, much more athletic than him. Inside the paint, gets his patented reverse pivot. How many times have we seen Junmar Fajardo make this move in this series? And if people are asking me bakit sobrang galing ni Junmar Fajardo, yan po ang dahilan. Dahil kay Danny Ildefonso, dahil sa coach niya, at dahil sa experience na nakuha niya sa Gilas.
Coach Ronnie, I was watching Danny tutor Junmar kanina, right before the game, during the warm-ups, how to receive entry passes. I mean, how big is it for you, for a young player like Junmar, to have a mentor like Danny Ildefonso?
You know for a fact, the kind of impact that Danny had sa PBA, that alone commands respect galing kay Junmar. And when you have someone trying to mentor you, sharing whatever experience and the skill sets that he had, or he has in his many years playing in the PBA, you have no choice but to listen and follow. Dahil merong pruweba at patuloy na pinapakita ni Danny Ay. At ang kagandahan, hindi patapos yung karera ni Danny Ay. Magkasama pa sila sa team. Therefore, if you look at the positives and equate that, kung bakit mula sa Gilas team ni Coach Chot at dito pumuputok si Junmar sa ating huling conference, yung kind of effort na inambag niya, kailangan tignan mo rin yun. Hindi lang yung ngayon. Dahil siguradong chinaga ni Danny Ay, chinaga ni Junmar, at pareho nilang chinaga na matuto sa isa't isa. Sigurado tayo, pati si Danny Ay, natututo rin sa kanyang pagturo dito kay Junmar.
That's a good point. Yeah, great point.
Now, maybe people are wondering why are we talking about Junmar prior to Game 7. I guess siguro gut feel natin, Junmar will be a big factor in the game tonight. Factor sa San Mig defense, factor for the Petron offense. Now, let's bring in Magu and Jason. Let's bring them back in here. I think, Magu, you have questions here for Coach Chot and for Coach Ronnie.
I just wanted to ask you, Coach Chot and Coach Ronnie, bukod kay Junmar Fajardo, which among the veterans ang mas kakailanganin na magkabilang koponan in this sudden death game?
Well, I just have a hunch, and I may be wrong, but we haven't heard about Denok Miranda too much in this series. So if you're talking about a veteran who has to come through big time, I think Denok Miranda will play a big role if he gets his opportunity, because I think he can come in and really do some damage, not only offensively but defensively, more importantly.
Well, the big names have delivered already for both of these teams here in the series. Pero pagdating kasi sa Game 7, wala kang kasiguruhan eh. Alam na alam ni Coach Choto na kailang Game 7 series na siya na hinawakan. Pagdating dito sa dulo, para sa mga coaches, magdarasal ka na yung mga players mo meron pang natitirang na lakas. Yung puso is without doubt nandiyan yan eh. Yung desire will always be there. Kampyonato pinaglalaban. Pero yung unang bulusok ng mga veterano, yan yung hinahanap mo dahil yung magdadala eh. I expect that the team that has that first start, the first blitz, will have a huge advantage in winning this final game.
Okay, so Ronnie, of course, Chot, and myself will be right back at the half. In the meantime, let's start game number 7. Sending it over to Magumarjan and Jason Will.
At dumating na nga po ang takdang oras, ang kahuli-huliang laro ng 2013 season ng inyong Philippine Basketball Association. It all boils down to the next 48 minutes of basketball para ating malaman sino nga bang magkakampyon sa 2013 PBA PLDT Top-Ad Governors Cup Finals. Ang mga Lobo sigurado nang babagsak, pero sino nga ba ang magse-celebrate at sino ang maiyakan? Yan ang ating aalamin. San Mig Coffee, after winning games 2, 4, and 5, sasandalan na naman si James Yap at hahanapan ng big game kung gusto nga nilang makuha na etong Governors Cup. Pagdating naman dito sa Petron, nakuha nila games 1, 3, and 6 at ang hahanapin nilang production manggagaling sa 2013 MVP na si Arwin Santos. Tigatlong panalo, San Mig 3, Petron 3, pero 4 dapat para mahuli ang kampyonato. Here we go. Ang kahuli-huling laro nga para dito sa Governors Cup in front of this capacity crowd, in front of the inside the Smart Araneta Coliseum, and business will be finished by the end of this night. Magumarjan Mapo, kasama natin si Jason Well.
Game 7, two most pleasing words na narinig natin in the sports industry. When it's Game 7, that you're gonna expect something great, and that's what we're expecting from both teams. And in Game 7, sinasabi nila, ano ba importante? You know what? It's gonna be a player's game, but at the same time, remember, heart is important outside of talent. Heart and poise kailangan makita sa dalawang komponen.
Pero bago tayo mag-umpisa, Jason, meron munang mensahe para sa ating lahat. Si Commissioner Attorney Chito Salud, siya ngayon kasama ni Ms. Erica Padilla.
Before we start the game, with me is our good Commissioner Attorney Chito Salud. Sir, the season has been very successful and it's about to conclude tonight. Any words from you to the fans of the PBA?
Well, on behalf of the member teams ng PBA and the Board of Governors led by our Chairman Robert Nun, nagpapasalamat po kami sa lahat ng mga fans ng PBA for supporting PBA 2013 season. Record high sa attendance, record high sa TV ratings thanks to TV5, tapos record high rin sa gate receipts. In fact, yung Alaska versus Ginebra nung May, pinakamaraming tao na nanood dito sa Araneta Coliseum, 23,436. Mahirap na i-break yun, Erica.
Talaga naman pong napaka-successful at matagumpay talaga tong season natin. But just in more or less 1 week, sir, magsisimula naman natin ang pinaka-aabangang rookie draft. What are we going to look forward to this?
Well, that's a deeply talented pool. And my message to the rookies, your primary responsibility is to play your hearts out. And that's because of the fans. Para sa fans yan, kaya good luck sa kanila. It's a privilege, it's a responsibility for these rookies.
Kagaya po ng sinabi nyo, maraming aasahan at pagdating ng mga rookie na yan, sigurado po ako pinaghandaan din natin kung paano bubuksan ang susunod na season ng PBA. Ano po bang aabangan natin, Commissioner?
Napakaganda, no? Isa lang po ang mandato ng mga team owners sa PBA. Pagandahin pa ang mga games, bring it closer to the people. So, sa opening natin, 3 laro po. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, gaganapin November 17 para sa mga fans po natin yan. Sana supportahan po nila yan.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. Balik sa inyo, Maghu and Jason.
So yan nga po, no, bago pa man matapos ang 2013 season, ang dami na nating aabangan para sa susunod na kabanata ng inyong PBA. Pero bago yan, kailangan tapusin natin to. Pakinggan natin sino magsisimula para sa Game 7 na to.
It is perhaps the two most exciting words in all of championship basketball. Game 7! Between the San May Coffee Mixers and the Petron Blaze Boosters, with the winner to be crowned the champion of the 2013 PBA Governors Cup. Let's meet the starters. First, for the San May Coffee Mixers. At guard number 14, Mark Baroka. And the other guard number 18, James Yap. At center number 15, Mark Pingris. And forward number 38, Joe DeVance. And at the other forward number 23, Marcus Blakely. Sonic Coffee Mixers head coach is Tim Cohn. And now the starters for the Petron Blaze Boosters. At guard number 5, Alex Cabagnot. And the other guard number 13, Marshall Lassiter. At center number 22, Junmar Fajardo. At forward number 29, Arwin Santos. And the other forward number 1, Elijah Millsap. Head coach for the Petron Blaze Boosters is G. Abanilla. Our referees.
So the starters already introduced inside the Smart Araneta Coliseum based on their body language, demeanor nila, Jason. Meron ka bang napansing nag-stand out? Meron bang llamado? Meron dehado? O kanya-kanya na to dahil Game 7 na?
You know, it's a Game 7. When you look at both teams, wala ka nang itatago dito. Wala ka nang tinatago na baraha dito. You've already shown your cards to both teams. And you're just hoping that all those days of practice, all those hours of watching film for these coaches, that the players will be able to translate and will be able to perform to the best of their ability in the biggest game for themselves this season.
And here we go. Sudden death now on their way. Ang mga nakaputi ng Petron ang unang nakakuha ng possession. Cabagnot looking to settle things down right away para dito sa Petron. Arwin tatanggap. Gets it over to Millsap. Yung bayani ng fourth quarter ng Game 6. Feeding Fajardo. Iska lang from point blank. Depensa na San Mig. Nagparamdam kagad doon.
Okay, look at that defense. Petron is going to have to be very wary of all the different looks na ibibigay ng San Mig Coffee sa kanila.
Pingris spinning. Puts it up and in. And San Mig Coffee will draw first blood inside the big dome.
Mark Pingris, one of those guys that, you know, he's that energy guy, along with Mark Baroka. Mark Baroka gets the steal. Game 6, not the best of games for Mark Baroka. Actually, if you look at it, after 2 best of the game on, best player of the game honors, was invisible that game. Kailangan na kailangan siya dito.
0 points in 29 minutes of action para kay Baroka. Comes up with a steal. May kisgalan si James. Baroka bothering that rebound, and Paul will remain with San Mig Coffee. Baroka from the corner. Doesn't work. Pingris, though, keeps it on that side of the floor.
Offensive rebounds to start para dito sa San Mig Coffee. Usually a barometer for the aggressiveness of teams.
Pingris, nakikipagtatawanan dito kay Fardo. Tumulong pa si Millsap. Sumakay pa kayo.
Remember, Mark Pingris in game number 6 actually limped off at about the 4 or 5 minute mark. Came in, when he came back, doon na nawala yung kalamangan habang nakaupo siya. This time around, he looks very sharp to start the game. Seemingly walang iniinda doon sa naramdaman sa game number 6.
Millsap with the leather. Hinahanap etong si Lassiter. 4-0 is the score. Petron di pa nakakabutas. Still couldn't get on the board. Pingris with that rebound. Baroka kontra Cabagnot. Punta kagad siya dito kay Blakely. Arwin trying to keep in front of Marcus. Blakely naipit na muwersa. Niluwa lang ng ring.
Start of the game, although that is a miss, you can see that the better shots are being given dito sa San Mig Coffee. Yung mga tutok na pupunta sa kanila, and they're seemingly more aggressive and stronger.
Millsap on the move. Loses that leather. Arwin to Junmar. Ayaw pa rin. Pero this time around, merong foul. Rexona power rebound to. Brought to you by Rexona Man with 50% more long-lasting protection so you can do more.
Junmar Fajardo shooting just over 50% in the series. But then when you look at his misses, they are always in and around the ring.
Fajardo finally nakabutas na para dito sa Petron. 2 minutes and 15 already having gone by. Yap on the move. Sinalubong ni Millsap. Ball will remain with the blue shirts of San Mig.
Even if you look at the lineups on the floor, a lot of experience for both teams, but you cannot replicate yung paano yung makiramdam na isang Game 7. So if you can look at, you have to look at all the players and see sino ba yung napapagod dito, because remember, Game 7 regardless, even if you're a long-time pro, very stressful.
Ingris at the post, kicks it out. Devon hit a few big three-pointers back in Game 6, gets it back over the ping.
Mark Ingris, 6 points, all the 6 points of San Mig Coffee sa kanya nang gagaling. Sa kanya yung opensa, siya pa bumabantay doon sa pinakamagaling na player na Petron.
Look at the fire in the eyes of the Pinoy Sakuragi. Ibang klaseng focus ang kanyang pinakikita rito. He is tasked to try and stop Elijah Millsap. Wala pa rin mag-rebound. Yun, Lassiter will come out para mag-inbound para dito sa Petron. Millsap kontra ping. Elijah to the corner. Arwin from the baseline gets the first field goal para sa Petron.
And that's a shot that Arwin has made for most of the conference. Something that he has to make in this series just to make Blakely very honest and not allow Blakely just to sit in the paint.
Devons, nice up fake kontra kay Millsap. No go on the drive though. Millsap puts his head down. Gets it to the corner. Lassiter attacking the defense of San Mig. Puts it up and in.
He's actually here very early and is watching guys shooting before the game. Marshall Lassiter, during warm-ups, is hitting everything that he threw up. Scary player para dito sa San Mig Coffee because he's a guy that can get hot and he starts out well here.
Bing looking for Blakely. Pass a little too high pero kaya naman pala hinaplot mula sa likod. We take a look at this Rain or Shine Dirt Shield defensive block brought to us by Rain or Shine Dirt Shield semi-gloss finish. Dirt resistant paint, your best defense against dirt on balls. Yap, gustong atakin etong si Lassiter. Nice pick from Ping. Pull-up jumper doesn't work. Arwin and Millsap nagagawan. Swerte sila sa kabagnot pa nakapulot ng bola. Lassiter on the move. Shovel pass out to Kabagnot. Forced shot from Alex is a miss. Blakely to Ping. Oh, nasuntutok pa doon ni Millsap. Yaplo tracks it down. Devons wants to reset this attack. Sabi ni Baroka, libre naman siya. Tumama. Doon sa shot clock in Talbugno.
Very lucky is Petron to get away with that one. 2 people guarding the guy at the post. Libre sa labas. Mark Baroka just couldn't knock it down.
Mark Baroka now 0 for 2 from the field coming off that scoreless Game 6. How important is it na makita niyang lumusot naman yung bola sa net?
But other than that, he has played on both ends of the court. Even if he doesn't score big, he can do other things.
Elijah Millsap buries a PLDT Telpad 3. Lamang na ang Petron 8-6.
And this feels like a Game 7. You know, sometimes you feel some games nag-aantay pa. Teams are just feeling each other out. Right now, both teams know what to do, and they've had some success at it.
Devons contra Millsap. Joe loses his dribble. Gets it over to Baroka. The 19-footer is good. With almost 5 minutes having gone by, this is going to be the first deadlock of the contest. Nawarningan na si Assistant Coach Todd Purves na itong Petron for complaining.
You were asking how important was it for that shot to go in for Baroka. Even if he missed the first 2, he took the third with complete confidence, so non-issue.
Millsap, long one on the way. Back irons that one. Fajardo with the offensive board. Arwin a bit gun shy. Resets it with Lassiter. Bang! Another PLDT 3-point shot mula naman ngayon kay Marshall Lassiter.
Yeah, like I said, I was watching warm-ups and he was throwing up those shots and everything was falling for him. You know, when you shoot well in warm-ups as a player, you come in with complete confidence.
5 of the 11 points para sa Petron galing dito kay Super Marcio. Baroka kontra Kabagnot, gets it over the ping. Back out to Baroka. Two-man game para sa Sanmig. Ping, sinali si James. Doesn't work. Fajardo clears it para sa Petron. Lassiter pushing it against 4. Mag-aantay muna na rest back. Now they get into the post. Fajardo kontra Devance. Fajardo shake, fake, loses it. Baroka is fouled by Cabagnot.
Give credit to that Sanmig Coffee defense because that was a good early post attack, but the defense able to collapse.
Timeout muna tayo dito para sa Petron.
Para kay Coach Tim, wala na daw putong pag-usapan pa ang Game 6. Ang importante ngayon, may chance pa rin sila para sa Game 7. They've been here before and it's not about redeeming themselves noong nakaraang Governor's Cup, nor is it about proving na mas mahusay sila sa Petron. It's simply all about winning. And naniniwala si Coach Tim that he has star players who can do big things, but it's the little things that win championships. Balik sa inyo, Magu, Jason.
Speaking of big things, Mark Baroka scoring now his 4th point of the game. So ayaw ni Coach Tim na isipin na kahit anong factor pa that led to this Game 7, Jason. It's just about these 48 minutes.
You know, there's many ways to attack it, and for Coach Tim Cones, he would just want a fresh, a clean slate, or yung iniisip ng mga bata niya. Itong game na to, the 48 minutes that they have to play well, and you know, you break it down, just every possession, getting the basketball, you know, those little things.
Baroka once again, this time, he loses that leather. Arwin gets it out to Cabagnot. 11-10 is the score. Petron still up by 1. They go deep. Junmar gets the basket. May kasama pang foul.
The nice thing that Junmar does in this play, you can see that he's able to run the floor very well. And after that, what's important is to get good post position early. Look at the shot clock. 17 seconds, you're already attacking the post. You don't give that opportunity para sa depensa na malaman na nandun na siya kagad.
Junmar though misses on that bonus as we remind everybody that the all-new dual-core PLDT Telpad is the world's first landline and tablet in one that lets you do more. 13-10 is the score. Sanmig down by 3. They go over to Mark Andy Baroka. He gets away from Cabagnot. Feeds Devance for a long one. PLDT Telpad 3-point shot yan to tie the game at 13.
Elijah Millsap going for the steal there. Joe Devance makes him pay.
Santos surveys. Gets it over to Junmar. Fakes that handoff. At meron ng foul bago pa man siya makaporma. Devance whistled for that armbar on the back of Junmar. Cabagnot at Baroka. Grabe, nagtatakin pa lang ng jersey si Millsap. Nagkikis-kisa na sila dyan. Lassiter, turnaround jumper.
The fourth shot there in the part of Marshall. You can see this actually fading away as well as moving to his left. Gotta get your shots within the flow of the offense.
Ping, who scored the first 6 points para sa Sanmig, gets it over to Devance. Joe contra Arwin, bounces it to James. Baroka, back over to Ping. Shot clock is at 3. Sakuragi, no. English pa rin, natagaan ng bola. Millsap dives for it. It ends up with Devance. Blakely scoreless so far. Looking for his first hit. Lalabas muna nila yung bola. Baroka on the run. Wala pa rin. Baroka ulit. Ayaw talaga. And now Petron will go out on the run. Cabagnot to Lassiter. No go on that attack.
They had a good idea, you know. It was a good 3 coming off transition. Just not falling for them, but also credit Sanmig Coffee attacking the glass of 2 offensive rebounds on that play alone.
Less than 3.5 remaining sa quarter number 1. Tabla pa rin ang ating labanan. Baroka couldn't get away from Cabagnot. They go to James. Hit his first couple of shots, or missed his first couple of shots. Gets this one to go.
First shots of his nandun sa labas. Now he notices, first shot's not falling, why don't I attack? You know, remember, James is just not a shooter, he's a scorer.
Sanmig retakes the lead. Santos looking to tie. They go to Millsap. He attacks that baseline. Nasa Raduhan. 4 seconds on the shot clock para dito sa Blaze Boosters. Cabagnot with a long one.
Good box out on the part of Joe Devance, not giving Junmar Fajardo a chance to even get close to that basketball.
Para kay Blakely, kahit scoreless pa siya, meron siyang 6 na rebound. Pagkakataon na San Mig, palakihin na naman ang kanilang kalamangan. Baroka with Habagnan recovery. English couldn't sneak it through. Pero nandoon pa rin si Ping. Not giving up on the play.
Big difference right now when it comes to offensive rebounds. 5 na ang nakukuha ng San Mig Coffee. Only 2 on the part of Petron.
Millsap splitting 2 defenders. They go to Arwin. 2-minute warning ng ating first quarter. San Mig on the attack. Blakely handoff papunta kay Baroka.
Mark Baroka has been part of most plays in this quarter. You know, he has actually been holding the ball a lot para dito sa San Mig Coffee, be it assisting the basketball, setting up the offense.
Well, it's easy to assume that this, if at all possible, is bigger than just a Game 7, bigger even than a championship para dito sa Petron. It's an opportunity to write a storybook ending to the frustrating saga that has been the Petron novella. Pero lahat ng nakausap kong Petron players earlier, before this ball game started, said they're not in the business of reminiscing. All throughout this conference, they've been in the business of winning. At sabi nila, today should be no different because according to them, it's business as usual.
Yung mga focus naman para dito sa Petron.
Yeah, you don't want the drama, especially you don't want to deal with all that emotion. There's enough emotion playing a Game 7.
19-15 is the score. San Mig up by 4. Doug Kramer, pinasok na, pinalitan si Junmar Fajardo. Lutz also there for Cabagnot. Kramer delivers on those 2 points.
Good interior passing on the part of Arwin Santos there, and a quick run on the part of Petron Blaze Boosters. You're going to see a lot of that. In a Game 7, coaches are not going to allow teams to have long runs because they want to be able to control that. Remember, there is no tomorrow. That's why they make sure, the coaches make sure that teams don't get into long runs.
Naitatag na nga na San Mig yung biggest lead of the game at 6 points. Kaso off that Petron timeout, back-to-back hits para sa kanila. First it was Millsap and then he fed Kramer. As we take a look at this V-Fresh Sigaw ng Bayan, brought to you by V-Fresh. Karunungan, kabutihan, kapayapaan, bukang bibig, sa lamig. So those back-to-back hits, ine-enjoy ng Petroniverse in attendance, brings them to within 2 points. All of a sudden, si Chris Lutz, ayaw man lang patanggapin ng bola. Ito si Mark Baroka. Devance gets it across. Nandiyan dyan na si PJ Simon. Kasama ng tatlo, sina Blakely and James Yap. Blakely, susukatin si Kramer. Gets it over to Baroka. The one-hander is no good. Rebound para kay Millsap.
You know, and Petron going that lineup that they had in game number 3, in which they don't have Alex Cabagnot on the court, nor are they going to put in their other guards, which are Denok as well as Danete.
Lutz with a stick back. Lamang na dito ang Petron. That's an 8-0 run, Jason.
And you know, because they were able to make the changes, and the changes that they made, very effective. Both Doug Kramer and Chris Lutz coming off the bench, already giving the points.
Paprason diferensya between the shot clock and quarter clock. James continues to fire blanks here. Last shot time para sa Petron. 4 seconds to go. Millsap in traffic. No. Nabola na pulot ni Lassiter. Pero nautusan na sila ng oras dito. So at the end of the first 12 minutes of action, tabla ang ating labanan at 19 apiece. That was a 6-0 run by inside the Big Dome para sa huling gabi ng 2013 PLDT Telpad PBA Governors Cup Finals na napapanood live over TV5 at syempre worldwide over Action TV International. Pasalamatan muna natin ang ating mga radio partners. 90.7 Love Radio, 101.1 Yes FM, 96.3 Easy Rock at ang ating mga kapatid over at DZSR 918 AM Sports Radio. Umar John, Jason Webb, Nico Ramos, and Erica Padilla ang inyong quartet para sa gabing ito. San Mig picks up a foul on Lutz to open the second quarter. Kasama ni Lutz sa sahig, sina Lassiter, Santos, Kramer, and Millsap. Binabantayan sina Malyari, Simon, Leo Campo, Evans, and Blakely. Malyari with a pull-up.
Alex Malyari, actually one of those guys that wants to have a bounce-back game. did not really have a chance to get his game going the last time around because he got into so much foul trouble. Every time he came in, dalawang agad nakukuha niya na foul guarding Elijah Millsap.
That opens up the scoring para sa ating second frame. Kramer couldn't pull the trigger. They go to Lassiter. Marshall trying to go glass. Kramer couldn't handle it. Here comes Simon. Blakely on the run, puts it up off the glass. At para kay Marcus Blakely, first 2 points na yan.
Yeah, that's actually one of the good sides, if you can call that, para dito sa San Mig Coffee. You're in the lead, but at the same time, Marcus Blakely has not had to be dominant, at least on the offensive end.
Santos with a 15-footer. Backhards that one. Magyari para sa board.
I just want to go back very quickly. Our first quarter ended 19 all. How close has it been? In every game in this series, the team that has won the first quarter, not a big believer of trends, but let's just put it out there. Every team that has won the first quarter has gone on to win the ball game. Dito sa first quarter na tapos, tie tayo. So, hindi rin natin nakikita.
So ang ibig sabihin, hindi rin matatapos ang Game 7?
Overtime.
Okay. Blakely scampers for it. PJ is free. Simon could have hit. Apat ang hinahabol dito ng Petron. Lassiter to Millsap. They go to Kramer. The bicep jumper is no good. And Sandvik is looking to slow things down. Pero yung 19 all hanggang sa 23-19 pag pinagkumpara na naman natin yung offense versus defense sa magkabilang koponan, does this say na dahil defensive game, pabor dito sa Sandvik to?
You know, San Mig has already won a game that had a high-scoring game. You know, the object of the game is still, no matter what, pataasan pa rin ang score. But, you know, for San Mig Coffee, if they want it to be a high-scoring game, they're going to need, like what happened in game number 5, a lot of guys to score. You'd have to think there's a lot of more weapons, scoring-wise, para dito sa Petron.
Millsap finally gets Petron on the board here in the second quarter. So both quarters, mahigit 2 minuto bago naka-score etong Petron. Blakely against Luke. BJ, buta tayo nabot mula kay Santos.
That's big para kay Arwin Santos because those are the things that gets him going as well, the defensive end.
Pero Blakely gets it right back. Oh, look at him switch hands! Nangalabaw doon itong si Marcus.
Marcus Blakely, when he came into this league, he was all about, sige, ragasa lang. He's just gonna try to beat you with quickness and strength. We were talking with Coach Ronnie before the game. Sabi nga namin, pag maglaro si Blakely parang Pilipino na, controlled na. Hindi na siya yung out of control.
Sandvik once again with a chance to increase this 4-point lead. Evans bothered by Santos. They go to Blakely. Dalawa na sumagupa sa kanya. Here comes Simon. 6 on the shot clock para sa San Mig. Blakely, is he even aware? Dalawa kalaban. Blakely puts up a bailout shot. Patay ang butike. Diretso sa kamay ni Lutz. Lassiter on the move. Up, and a layup. Iluwa lang ng ring.
There's little things that players do that make their team or make their offense a little much easier. Running the break is one. You see Marshall has actually been part of all the fast breaks early on para dito sa Petron plays.
Speaking of fast breaks, Kawasaki rousing fast break to. Brought to you by Rouser 135 by Kawasaki. Rouse the rider in you. Lassiter takes care of the first free throw as Fajardo checks back in para kay Kramer. Si Tubid waiting dahil si Lassiter ang papalitan niya sa ball game. Kabagnot nagbalik na rin para naman kay Arwin Santos.
Well, sometimes games are all about timing. When you look at this portion right now, it's going to be a lot of mismatches para sa Petron because San Mig Coffee has gone big.
The all-new Dual-Core PLDD Top-Pad is the world's first landline and tablet in one that lets you do more.
Doesn't matter if it's a mismatch. What does Petron do? They go into a zone to combat the size of itong San Mig Coffee.
Kabagnot with the steal. Alex in a foot race gets it to Millsap. Nice sidestep by Elijah for the 2 points.
So you can see that Alex really doesn't have that explosiveness yet. But although he doesn't have the explosiveness, he still has the right mind to actually find the right guys that actually have that quickness.
Magyari committed that last turnover, gets it over to Blakely. Blakely loses it on the way up. Lassiter pleading for it. Lutz holding on to that leather, takes it to the rack. Near steal once again by Lutz. This time around, he is whistled for the foul. At para makabalita tayo, ano nangyayari sa kampo ng Sandvik, balik tayo kay Miss Erica.
Pinaalalahanan lang ni Coach Tim ang Sandvik to be mindful of their spacing so they can have a half court fully covered. But as they do that, be aware of the shooters of Petron na laging mabilis po posisyon para makatira. Balik sa inyo.
Speaking of shooters, you see Petron trying to take advantage of this lineup on the floor para Sandvik Coffee. Not a lot of great three-point shooters there.
Ingris and Millsap getting entangled.
And same in that zone. PJ Simon is the one guy that Petron has to be guarding from the outside. But you can see Sandvik Coffee, they make their adjustment. They're going to go to the weak side and post their strongest guy right there because on the weak side, maliit lagi may iwan dyan doon sa 2-3 defense.
Teo Campo traveling, whistled on him. And si Pingris pa, siya na yung nadihado sa pakiramdam ng Sandvik Planet in attendance during that last sequence. Siya pa yung nagsasabi sa mga teammates sa kalma lang, baba na tayo sa depensa. Lutz over to Tubid. Hinahanap si Cabagnon. Fajardo trying to post up against Yancy. Millsap, puta takaping! Millsap pa rin. Couldn't bail him out. Fajardo had a hand on it pero ang bola nasa Sandvik na. Blakely, nice pass to Simon. Oh, na-overshoot lang yan ni Peter June. What action we are witnessing here inside a Smart Araneta Coliseum. Alex for three. Doesn't work. Pingris para sa rebound.
Getting into one of those funks in which both teams unable to score. Now this is a point in which for Sandvik Coffee, their defense is holding up. Now, can they find that scoring for themselves?
Malyari to Simon. Fouled in the act. This will mean 3 free throws. As we creep up on the halfway mark ng ating second quarter of action.
Not a good foul on the part of Petron in many ways. Elijah Millsap second, and of course you give those 3 free throws. Again, we mentioned it. In that lineup, ang babantayan mo dyan in terms of that zone defense, you have to locate Peter June Simon.
Peter June Simon scoring his first point of the game. He averages 13 of those. As we take a look at our Sistema Tooth and Gum Care Rookie of the Half. Si Alex Malyarian, ang ating Sistema Tooth and Gum Care Rookie of the Half. Ready for the big league. With Sistema Tooth and Gum Care, get ready for life.
Peter June Simon actually missing 2 out of 3, and this is a guy for the season and for the conference shooting over 80%.
Even in the series, he's been steady at 81. Cabagnon jumps it out. Tubid makes a pass out.
Good defense on the part of Sandvik Coffee there, not reacting to that pass fake.
Lutz on the move, goes glass for the 2 points. Tabla na naman tayo sa 26 naman ngayon.
And again, this is going to be a challenge in poise and patience for the players on the floor because every time you look at the score, puro tabla nakikita natin.
Del Campo, his pass thwarted by Cabagnon. Sails out of bounds, which should send us into this next timeout. English whistled for it. Timeout muna tayo.
Magu, Jason, itong rocket science that is the Petron defense strategy to a casual fan. Very complicated, very intricate. Coach Gia Bonilla, Coach Todd Purves, changing defenses in the middle of Sandvik Coffee. Offensive sets mula sa trap, mula sa man-to-man, pati sa zona. They're really looking to confound the mixers. Magu, Jason?
Kung ako, nalilito sa ganyan. Ikaw na lang, Jay.
You see, but you continue to have to work because on the opposing end, you know that the guys on the opposing team are trying to solve your defense. So it's just like a chess match. Pag may gagawin yung isa, you better be sure that you also have to make adjustments dun sa ginagawa ng kabilang side.
Speaking of defensive stops, nakakuha yung Sandvik, nakabawi ang Petron. 3-on-2, they go to June Mar. Oh, nice stretch for the finger roll.
Right now, Sandvik Coffee having a problem taking care of the basketball. In the first quarter, they only had 2 turnovers. Right now, they already have another 3 here.
Jason, when you see a 6'10" guy finish with finesse like that, it is definitely a thing of beauty.
Sorry, but we'll make that 4 already after that one.
Yap na iwan si Cabagnod on the run. James delivers the 2 points.
And another tie. James Yap, he was a guy that actually, it was so important to him na matapos na yung serye nung huling laro in game number 6. Played well enough, but then sometimes even if you give your best, sometimes kulang pa rin.
Baroka whistled for that bump foul sa pagkakataon na yun, or was it on James?
Speaking of James Yap, you can see that right here, it doesn't really matter how many guys are coming at him. James finally is able to find some space for himself.
Cabagnod against Baroka once again. That foul was on Baroka. Junmar, handoff to Tubid. No space to operate. Pinalik na lang Junmar. Abat, tinukot pa sa kabilang dulo. Hits the basket. May upod pa nga foul.
Now, this is the thing. He who gives is able to get it back. Gave the ball to Ronald Tubid. Very unselfish of him. Ronald Tubid had no shot. And because nagkagulo na yung depensa, because they had to react to Ronald Tubid getting to the paint, bumalik rin yung bola dito kay Junmar Fajardo.
Fajardo takes care of the bonus as we send it back over to Nico.
Magu, just a picture of the kind of focus that Junmar has today. Kanina nag-uusap kami, and for a young guy, he's extremely locked in. Sabi niya, Igo, mamaya na lang tayo magkwentuhan pagtapos namin manalo. Magu?
Ayaw kang kausap. Pero yun nga, no, minsan ayaw mong mababasag na yung concentration mo, no? As PJ unleashes one, the looper is good. PLDT 3-point shot. PLDT Telpat 3-point shot there.
See, speaking of adjustments, you make adjustments, Coach Tim makes his adjustment. Sige, Petron, you want to stay in your zone? I'm gonna put my 2 best shooters on the floor at the same time. That's PJ Simon as well as James Yap. PJ able to find some space for himself.
Good Cabagnod cradled that leather. He earns for himself a trip to the line for 2 shots. Blakely whistled for his first personal foul. So si Blakely kahit na 4 na puntos pa lang ang kanyang na-score dito, sandamakmak na rebound. More importantly, na-conserve niya yung fouls niya. 8 rebounds so far for Blakely. Cabagnod still looking for his first point. Completes that one as we take a look at our Fresco Fresh Face. Our Fresco Fresh Face is brought to you by Rain or Shine Fresco, the first and only odorless, antibacterial, and 100% elastomeric paint. Two for 2 for Alex. Good enough for a 2-point lead para sa Petron.
Famous adjustments once again. With that lineup, you can see Petron, what do they do? Balik tayo sa tao-tao because they can match up pretty well with this lineup already because it's not that big lineup that we saw earlier.
Blakely binali pa for that figure roll. 7th deadlock of this first half. 3 minutes to go. Millsap off the spin. Jumps it out. Arwin from the baseline. Couldn't get the bounce. Junmar loses it underneath. Baroka with that steal. Blakely on a 3-on-1. Goes up and drops the deuce on Petron. Paalala muna natin na magsasanib puwersa ang Pilipinas, China at Taiwan para sa World Wi-Fi Championships. Mapapanood na po sa October 26, alas 9 ng gabi sa Action TV. 2:39 remaining sa ating first half. Lamang ng dalawa ang San Mig Coffee kontra dito sa Petron in this now or never ball game para sa Governor's Cup. Fajardo with the leather. They swing it over to Santos. Millsap deep. Kicks it back out. They swing it to the open man. Junmar delivers the 2 points.
Now that's just good ball movement on the part of Petron. It was very good defense on the part of San Mig, but how many times can you continue to react when the ball goes from one end to the other?
Very crisp, yung passing from the left to the right, back to the left. As we come up on the 2-minute warning of this first half. Devance with the leather, bounces it over to Simon. Peter Jun, handoff to Baroka. Overshoots the mark, James underneath, gets the finger roll.
James Yap, one of the things, his scoring may not be as big as previous years, but the improvement in rebound, ramdam ng kanyang team.
Fajardo Fajardo sa poste. Devon's in front of him, looking for Lassiter. Fajardo in trouble.
And Joe Devance has no reason to complain. That is an automatic foul. It's been talked about. When you try to tap from behind, it's an automatic foul.
Take another look at that last piece of action.
You can see right here, Junmar tried to get to the post, and then once you go around, he did get a lot of ball there, but I believe that a moment na pag-sundot sa likod.
Sa tamaan mo si Iko niyan. Automatic na yan. As we send it back over to Nico Ramos.
Legway was a very impassioned Coach Gia Vanilla in that last huddle. Sabi niya, looking over at the San Mig Coffee huddle, sabi niya, guys, if they want to play physical, let's go to Junmar in the post. At ang bili niya sa kanyang young big man, sabi niya, Junmar, pound it inside, make them feel you.
Ikaw nga naman, ang may 6'10". Namama dyan. Kung iskisan at panggana labanan, talagang doon mabigay sa pinakamalaking mama sa championship na to.
I just want to go back, actually cleared that up. Actually, if you're at the post and pag may sumundot sa likod, the only time that they are going to call a foul, it's no longer an automatic foul. The only time they're going to call a foul if there is any amount of contact. Speaking of contact,
EJ Simon taking the contact, going glass. Millsap picks up his third personal.
and how big were those 3 free throws earlier para kay Peter Jun Simon? Yes, he only made 1 of 3. But after that, he made a 3-pointer, and then now he gets even more confidence because he made that outside shot. People have to extend out. He's able to go back in.
His struggle from that free throw line continues. Apat ang abante rito ng Sandy Coffee. Millsap against Blakely. Goes between his legs, trying to sell the act of shooting. Pero penalty na rin naman ang magkabilang kupunan. Second personal foul whistled on Marcus Blakely.
Actually didn't have a chance to talk about if Elijah's actually 100%.
As we remind everybody that you can witness hard-hitting MMA action sa PXE 41. Haharapin ni Ale the Young Gun Kali si Luis the Last Samurai Smolka. Sa November 9 po ang bakbakan na yan sa Inares Sports Center. Buy your tickets now.
Remember, game number 6, he kept going in and out of the ball game, kept on replacing his shoes dahil nga hindi siya tumatama daw yung post niya doon sa sapatos niya.
Mark Baroka with another big hit.
Now, let's see if Coach Gina will adjust. This is the worst team to zone up, or at least line up to zone up when you're playing San Mig Coffee, because their worst shooter right now is Blakely from the outside. All other guys can make that 3-point shot.
Near turnover is now a turnover para sa Petron as Fajardo is whistled for steps. Pasa ni Millsap went to nobody.
Speaking of Millsap, Coach G just trying to make sure. May 3 fouls si Elijah Millsap. Don't take the risk. There's going to be at most 3 possessions here. Baka magkaroon pa ng disgrasya.
Wala na pong kalahating minuto natin tira bago tayo bumalik sa Sports 5 Center with Miko Alili, Coach Ronnie Magsanok, and Coach Chot Reyes. At the half. Devons bounces it to Simon. Here's another 3. Not that time around. Arvin taps it over to Lassiter. Pwedeng mag-lash up dito ang Petron. Marcio sizing up Blakely. Drops it off to Junmar. Pumps it up. No. Junmar on the stick back. That's good. And the Hail Mary from Baroka will not work. That'll do it for the first 24 minutes of action. 41 para sa San Mig. 39 para sa Petron. We got 2 points separating these two squads. Second half of action, mamaya-maya lamang po.
Itong mga kaibigan natin dito sa Sports 5 Center, kunwari masaya. Pero tense na yung mga yan. Because pinagpapawisan yung mga yan because the game has been so close. And, you know, just the way a Game 7 should be. As we welcome you back to the Sports 5 Center, Coach Ronnie Magsanok, I'm Miko Alili, and of course, Coach Chot Reyes, who will no doubt be the best-dressed coach in Spain next year. We're going to read some tweets in a bit, but maybe initially, Coach Chot, why is this game so close? Why is Game 7 so close?
Well, you know, as in every Game 7, it's really going to be a matter of the players coming out and making it's close because there are no more surprises. Magkakilala na pareho, alam na niyang San Mig anong gagawin ng Petron and vice versa. So they're able to make very quick adjustments and counter adjustments. Kaya sa ganito, it's really going to be a matter of which team can get on a nice run in the second half. But for the first half, it's really been tit for tat.
The biggest lead para sa koponan ng San Mig was 6 points early in the first at 19-13. And then bumalik itong koponan agad ng Petron na pumosta ng 4 na puntos sa kalamangan. And I think that will hold true up to the second half. Sabi nga ni Coach Shot, yung unang bulusok ng isang koponan sa second half could be a great barometer kung sino ang posibleng makalusot pagdating sa dulo.
Okay, let's read some of your tweets. Your social media right now, it is blazing because of Game 7. So let's start with this tweet from at Heckler Forever, who's is a Twitter superstar.
I love that tweet.
Heckler Forever. Sabi ni Heckler Forever right now, the dads and the kuyas have the remote. Yes! Mga AirPods!
Rain!
Mga kuya, mga junior! Yes!
Good job.
This is our night. It's our night. From Atolo Bustamante, time for Arwin to validate the MVP award, and also time for James Yap to prove his nickname. Big game.
James, yeah.
Coaches, how are those two gentlemen doing so far? Arwin first.
Yeah, Arwin has made a couple of jumpers. He got a couple of rebounds. Obviously, he'd like to still be a little bit more involved in the offense, but he hasn't been bad at all. He's playing within the system, and I think he's due for a good run in the second half.
What about James?
2 points for James in the first quarter, another set of 4 points in the second quarter, pushes his scoring total to 6. But in the second half, tignan natin kung si James ang magiging zone buster para
Yes.
dito sa San Mig Coffee.
Yes, that's very
Hindi
important.
bumibitaw si Coach G sa 2-3 zone, and it sort of stymied yung rhythm ng San Mig Coffee. Kaya tignan natin kung si James mag-step up from the 3-point area in the second half.
All right, next tweet coming from at Hoopnut, and he says, "Damn, Blakely just wants this title so bad," which is, very an indication of the style of Blakely, Coach Chot.
Yeah, he's not scoring too much, but he's doing all the little things, the dirty work, diving on the floor, defending, setting screens, being a decoy on offense. So, that goes to show you how much his desire is.
We were talking as we were watching the first half, Coach Ronnie, na napakaswerte ng fans because they're watching not just Blakely but Millsap. I mean, who are undeniably the two top imports that we have in this tournament.
And the nice thing about these two reinforcements, they just don't dominate the game with their scoring. They do a lot of little things na kinakailangan. Defending, rebounding, and making their teammates look really good.
And since we mentioned Elijah Millsap, we have
kuya.
What is this? A tweet from Paul
From Paul,
Millsap,
yep.
yung kuya ni Elijah, who plays in the NBA, of course. He says, "Shout out to my brother Elijah Millsap and the Petron Blaze. Good luck in the PBA Championship Game 7." So we've gone global.
Global, man. Thank you to our mga kapatid natin sa international. Sa Interaction International.
And once again, to the mga AirPods and the mga kuya and the mga junior, this is our night. Huwag mong bibitawan yung remote na yan, ha? And so Coach Ronnie, Coach Sean, and I will be back at the end of this game. Meantime, we'll take a break. Second half of Game 7 continues. Welcome back to the Sports Life Center. In my excitement, I was so excited to continue this game. Nag-extra na ako dito. Iba pala tayo tapos.
Sabay tayo.
Sorry, pasensya na. We're just so into this close game, 41-39 in favor of San Mig Coffee. Before the game, we really focused on Junmar Fajardo and his development. But at the start of this game, another Gilas player and another Dota boy. I really believe video games can help you become better players.
Yep.
Mark Pincris was exceptional at the start of this game. Tell us more about that, Coach Chot. Hear it in Coach Talks.
Yeah, check-in ko lang yung aking kodigo dito sa aking telpad. But you'll see at the start of the ball game here, right off the bat, 3 straight inside points from San Mig Coffee, courtesy of Mark Pincris. Here's the first one. Nice spin move. And then the next one, you're going to see them if we can pause right here. Okay, they're in a single post offense. They gone a little bit away from their triangle sets at the start of the ball game. As we go on, we'll see single coverage. Pincris against Junmar Fajardo. Pincris is very patient, gets his jump hook going. That's the 4th point of the ball game for San Mig Coffee. And then here he goes again. Going one-on-one, kick out, gets it right back again against his Dota partner, Nico. The 6th point, but look at this here. If we can freeze the shot right here, look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. Those are the eyes of an assassin. Mark Pingris is in this ball game. He just scored his first 6 baskets, his first 6 points, but now he's playing defense and he's telling Elijah Millsap, bring it to me, baby. Sumagot naman ito si Elijah Millsap. It's a battle of inside versus outside. Sunmid Coffee going for the inside points, and now Petron Blaze Boosters. You see that 3-point shot by Elijah Millsap. And then here's one more. They're gonna miss a shot right here, but Junmar Fajardo keeps the ball alive, kicks the ball out, and we're gonna see Marshall Lassiter hit one from distance. Alam nyo, in the 6 games of this series, the team that shot better has always won. In fact, in the 3 games that Petron lost, they shot below 20% sa 3 points in 2 of those losses and low 20s in the 3rd loss. So Petron has to shoot well from the outside to get a W here.
Okay, babalik ko lang kay Mark Pingris because Coach Ronnie, you worked so many years with Mark, and you're probably not surprised to see the eyes of Sakuragi.
Yep.
I don't think you're surprised at all.
Especially in this type of a setup. Mark Pingris loves the spotlight, and he has proven time and again that he's a big-time player. Not just in defending, not just in bringing the energy, but now he has proven to be a big-time scorer as well. 8 of the first 17 points ng San Mig Coffee Mixers, binuhos ni Mark Pingris. He's the best scorer in the first half, has defended the best player of Petron, and he will continue to be one of the anchors of San Mig Coffee in the second half.
And in reaction to what Coach pointed out about Petron, their outside shooting, which has been a big reason why they were the best team in the elimination run. When you play against Petron, how do you stop that? Their outside shooting?
We just have to close out and identify the shooters. Nakazone ngayon ng koponan ng Petron.
Yes.
Dahil nga sa pinunto ni Coach Chuck kanina, kinayod sa loob ng koponan ng San Mig. Bakit? Because they shot 25 times from the 3 in game number 5. Something that they have not done in the first 5 games. That's the most number of 3-point attempts that they have triggered in the first 5 games. Ayaw ni Coach Tim yan. High percentage coach si Coach Tim, and they are making a conscious effort to attack the inside. Yan ang dahilan kung bakit sumusona ngayon ang Petron. Paano mo pipigilan ng shooters? Wala kang choice. Hanapin mo lang, tasan mo ng kamay, and pray that they continue to miss.
When we look at this score, 41-39, as coaches who've been in the PBA for many years, not surprised? Pang Game 7 ba to?
It's a pang Game 7 score. It's going to be very close. To Coach Ronnie's point, in the second half, we're going to watch if Petron will stay in that zone and how will San Mig Coffee attack it. And then on the other end of the floor, when San Mig Coffee closes up their defense, will Petron go back to the small lineup that they used to end the last game? Because the last time they took out Junmar and they surrounded Millsap with shooters.
Which worked for them.
And it worked. So yan ang babantayan natin adjustments and counter adjustments and the game within the game in the second half.
Actually, a lot of people actually ask me, why would Coach G do that? Junmar will dominate, and then end of last 2 minutes pulls him out, goes small.
Yes.
Very quickly, Coach shot. Why would he do that?
It's a situational decision because of all of the clogging that San Mig Coffee does. And then, they also have all shooters. Nagmamaliit din yung San Mig Coffee. No Yancy, no Rafi Rivas inside. And when Joe Devance gets hot, napipilitan lumabas si Junmar. Ayaw nila yun. So, nilagyan na lang nila ng maliit. So, ang hahabol kay Joe Devance is an Arwin Santos or even a Chris Latz. So now, with the fantastic size of both teams, it becomes small ball. It becomes Gilas basketball. Kaya ang sarap panoorin.
Okay, speaking of size, we're going to promote. You're familiar with the Transformers. They're all about size. Huge. You're huge, and we'll be airing that here, and we'll airing it in Filipino. That airs Monday here on TV5. Also, witness hard-hitting MMA action in PXC 41. Harapin ni Ali, the Young Gun Cali, si Luis, the Last Samurai Small Gun. November 9 sa Inares Sports Center. Buy your tickets now. Okay, after inutusan lang ako, so you guys have to answer. Who's going to win Game 7? Petron or San Mig Coffee? Coach Ronnie?
Too close to call.
Safe. Coach Chot?
Or the team that makes their PLDT Telpad 3-point shots is gonna win.
Okay. I agree, so I can bring this home. Okay, so ito na talaga. We'll be right back at the end of this game. In the meantime, second half starts when we return.
pagpapatuloy ng 2013 PBA PLDT Telpad Governors Cup Finals. This is game number 7. 24 minutes ang natitira. Mag-umar John, Jason Webb. Jay, let's break down the numbers starting with the first quarter of action.
Cruising by what happened in the summary. Mark Pringle started out very well, scored the first 6 points, finished with 8. 6 players actually contribute to the 19 of Petron. They didn't shoot very well, but look at the three-point shooting of Sanmig, only 1 out of 6. And actually, a surprise that they were able to get more rebounds in that quarter, given the fact that they actually rebounded so well to start. Second quarter rather, Simon and Fajardo, locals doing their share, pero ang taas ng field goal shooting ng Sanmig Coffee. Fast break turnover points actually got a little bit bloated in that quarter, a little bit faster. Pero tingnan mo yung free throws, 1 out of 4 compared to 6 out of 9. It is, you would think Sanmig Coffee would have more free throws, but in that quarter, because Sumona and the Petron Blaze boosters, they didn't get a lot of free throws. Actually, 3 out of those 4 free throws came from that 3-point shot of PJ Simon.
Sanmig Coffee will start off with James Yap, Mark Baroka, Mark Binglis, Marcus Blakely, and Joe Devance as their 5. Elijah Millsap takes it away para sa Petron. Kasama niya sina Arvin Santos, Marshall Lassiter, Alex Gabagnot, yung may tangan ng bola na si Junmar Fajardo. So Petron trying to pick up where they left off in the second quarter, pounding that ball inside, pero Sanmig gets the stop. Completing our quartet for the final game of the 2013 season is Erica Padilla and Nico Ramos. Mamaya-maya makikibalita tayo kung ano nga bang na mga napag-usapan at the half. Yap fouled by Lassiter on the reach-in. Brain thrust of Petron. Waiting for the execution ng kanilang battle plan dito. Lassiter, ayaw patanggapin. Ito si James Yap. Binglis almost lost it. Binglis loses it completely. Kabagnot to Millsap. Oh! Millsap throws it down right in the face of Devance.
Turnovers have led to baskets. There's not a lot of turnovers sa larong ito. Both teams have taken care of the basketball. Pero pag nagkaroon, nakikita natin, takbo kagad yung dalawang teams.
Baroka trying to settle things down for the blue shirts of the Mixers. Bing offers the pick. Baroka backpedals. Kabagnot trying to keep in front of it. Bingris on the catch. The Statue of Liberty shot. No. Junmar against Blakely. Marcus puts it up. No. Santos loses it to the baseline. What action sa rebound battle na yan as we take a look at this Photon Thunder Drive brought to you by Photon. Empower your business. Baroka tatanggap. Kabagnot going over the Pingris pick. Now he gets swept behind. Baroka couldn't hit. Lassiter gets it over to Millsap. Fajardo nakikipagbagbakan kay Devance. They go to Arvin. Pass too high mula kay Millsap. Hinayang na hinang doon si Spider-Man.
Both of them, because it was actually the right pass na wala lang sa timing yung dalawa doon sa pasa na yon.
Yung depensa talaga nag-collapse lahat kay Junmar, no? Malilibre nga sana. Eto si Arvin. Devance, di maipagpag si Millsap.
Elijah has 3 personal fouls.
Yap for a long one. Couldn't connect.
The cause for concern for Sanmig Coffee is they're not really a volume 3-point shooting team, but in today's game they've put up already 12 3-point shots. They've only made 2. You know, the guys from Sports 5 Center was actually saying that they have to shoot at a high percentage. And in the last game, Sanmig Coffee rather shot so many 3-pointers, konti ang pumasok, and that's not their style.
Arvin's 17-footer gives Petron a 2-point lead as we send it over to Erica.
Kausap ko si Coach Ozzy, sinabi lang niya kanina that Petron has been doing a lot of zones and they should be ready for that ngayong second half. They also need to sprint back faster as the boosters have been pushing the tempo. Sinubukan kong alamin kung may nararamdaman pa ba siya going against his former team, and quickly he just said, wala naman. We just need to win. Balik sa inyo.
Parang plastic, ano? Wala naman. Pero binabanggit
Ito tawag mong ano, ha? Coach Olsen, ha?
Hindi, magkasi Erica lang ang kausap. Magsi Erica lang. Pero Jay, binabanggit mo, no, yung 2 of 12 3-point shooting ng Sanmig, baka mag-sit sa zone lang talaga. Ito Petron, pag ganyan, as we take a look at this Rain or Shine Dirt Shield defensive block, brought to you by Rain or Shine Dirt Shield, semi-gloss finish, dirt-resisting paint, your best defense against dirt on walls.
You know, 2 out of 12 on one and 2 out of 6 on the other. You know, Petron is a team that actually throws up a lot of 3-point shots, but in today's game, they've been very picky dun sa tinitira nila mga tres.
43-42, it is Petron by 1. Fajardo at the post. Fajardo trying to go glass. Alam. Blakely for the board. Marcus, his pass, malakas. Baroga all the way in the backcourt. 14 seconds pa naman sa middle shot clock. They go to Devance. Junmar closes out. Devance loses his foot speed. For those 2 points.
You know, that's just a good job on the part of Joe Devance because Arwin Santos went for the steal, thought they were going to get the basketball. He went to the strong side right away and made Junmar choose. Sino ba babantayan ko doon sa dalawang naiwan sa ilalim?
Arwin looking for Junmar, pushed from behind by Devance.
See, Joe Devance, he goes to the other side. The other side is actually Marcus Blakely. Arwin Santos was late because he went for the basketball, for the steal. And again, those are the little things. Kasi natin Coach Tim, doing the little things to win basketball games.
And a big layup scored there by Elijah Millsap. 15 points in total para sa import ng Petron. Si Blakely nasa 9 pa lamang. Fingris kontra Fajardo. Foul whistled on Junmar.
It's not easy, but the thing para kay Junmar, if you want to be able to stop Mark Fingris or at least have a chance, you cannot allow him to get deeper and deeper into the post because pag nandun na siya sa malalim sa post, ang lakas ng katawan itong si Mark Fingris. Same thing that he has done, same thing that he did rather in the first quarter where he dominated early, got to the post and scored the first 6 points for San Mig Coffee.
Fingris now with 9 across his number as we take a look at our Fresco Fresh Face. Brought to you by Rain or Shine Fresco, the first and only odorless, antibacterial, and 100% elastomeric paint. Ma'am Jessica, may bahay, hindi ka cream. Fingris goes 2 for 2. He's in double digits as we send it over to Nico Ramos.
If there's been one thing consistent in every Petron huddle mula umpisa ng laro hanggang halftime, it's been them saying they want to go inside to Junmar. His biggest cheerleaders, Elijah Millsap and Chris Lutz. Sabi sa kanya ni Elijah Millsap, sabi ni Millsap sa teammates, give the ball to Junmar. Sabi naman ni Chris Lutz, if you want it, Junmar, I'm gonna give it to you every time. Jason?
Pati si Millsap, ano nakikita niya eh, unstoppable force nitong si Junmar Fajardo.
You know, if you have that option, as we see Elijah with that shot, if you have that option, once it's playoff basketball, ang laking bagay na may poste ka. You look at the teams that have had success, there always is a post guy. Even in the NBA, you can say, bakit yung Miami Heat walang sentro? No. LeBron James is posting up. Bakit yung Chicago Bulls walang sentro? No. Because at that time, Michael Jordan was posting up. It is integral for your team to have a post up during that period.
Kaya naman excited na lahat as Lassiter misses. Dun sa draft on November 3, well, baka daw yung top 3 picks, mga napakalarating mga mama. Maybe even the top 4?
No. What I'm saying is, speaking of the number 4, that's the 4th foul on Elijah Millsap.
Laking bagok nito para sa Petron Blaze Booster. San Mig Planet applauding that 4th personal foul whistle there on Millsap.
If you're Coach Gia Bonilla, where do you go? You put him on the bench or you try to hide him at the moment, not allow him to guard anyone of significance in terms of that offensive side. Pero wala ka pwedeng ilagay sa kanya dito because all those guys on the San Mig side are guys that are gonna attack him.
The all-new dual-core PLDD top hat is the world's first landline and tablet in one that lets you do more.
All throughout the season, we talked about the free throw shooting of Blakely, but that has been quieted down dito sa finals.
Maganda as the playoffs went along, quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. He's in the 50s now, coming from 40s. As Cabagnot misses, Fingris with another rebound. Ang siyam na yan para dito kay Sakuragi.
This is the chance para San Mig Coffee.
Blakely loses it.
Now, dito makikita yung voice ng Petron kung meron na ba. San Mig Coffee, you have to say they have the advantage because They have their import right there on the floor, really dealing with foul trouble. But then the locals of Petron, ano ang magiging reaction nila? That time around, it's a failing grade just on their transition defense. And right now, Mr. Everything will likely do everything para dito sa San Mig Coffee because he's going to take advantage of no import on the other side.
So far si Blakely already really double-double here. So low tens pa lang ang kanyang contribution. Let's see kung makahalimaw na siya dito sa third quarter. None of two. At kailan mo binati yung free throw naman tsaka nagmintis pero yung bola mananatili sa San Mig Coffee.
You can see here, this is the chance for San Mig Coffee to make a run. Bad defense earlier para sa Petron and right now not even being able to get the basketball.
Eto Jason, immediately coming off this inbound, they go to Marcus Blakely. You expected it na eto na ang panahon para mangalabaw nga etong si Blakely.
And also, Coach Tim surrounding Marcus Blakely and his team right now. That this is his overall, you gotta think, his best balanced offensive side.
Simon, Yap, and Baroka as the shooters. Pingres will be helping out Blakely underneath. We take a look at the elder, Mr. Blakely, katabi ni Miss Lim. Marvin Blakely, that is yung Airpods. Ito ang Marcus. Technical foul pa sa kabilang dulo si Todd Herbs ng Petron Blaze Boosters.
Petron continues to give San Mig an opportunity or a chance to make a run out of this.
Kaninang first quarter na warningan si Coach Todd Herbs this time around. Referees have had enough as BJ Simon makes him pay on that technical free throw. Blakely has missed his last 3 attempts on that line. That last 4.
Okay, right now, if you're Petron, where do you go? Your offense right now, your biggest advantage has to be Junmar Fajardo.
Nabagnod goes to Junmar. What patience by Junmar to force the goaltending violation on Ping.
And just a good read. Marcus Blakely, you can see that, you know, he was playing, playing the pass a little bit too much, over anticipating the situation. Good ball, you see the ball touches glass first.
49-48. It is Petron by 1. Wala na pong 6 at kalahati natitira sa ikatlong yugto ng huling laro netong 2013 PLDT Calpat PBA Governors Cup Finals. Shot clock winding down. PJ couldn't bail him out. Lassiter with that rebound.
San Mig Coffee continues to jack up those 3-point shots.
Look at Junmar running the floor. Goes glass for the 2 points.
Getting to the post early, putting pressure on the defense to react. Those are the things Junmar is doing right now. This is his time.
16 points in the game for the young 6'10" center out of Cebu. Blakely's in trouble. Blakely natapik to yun ni Arvin Santos, but he turns it over anyway. Lassiter on the move all the way to the hole. Goaltending whistled on Blakely.
And what a way to turn things around para dito sa Petron. Just when you think they didn't have the guns to be able to get the lead, right now they built their biggest lead at 5.
Timeout hatid sa atin ng Triple Hops Brewed Malt 45 beer. Tatlong best enjoying Game 7 on this Friday evening inside the Big Dome. Nahanap na natin ang ating mga ulala, mahal na masa fans of the day. Mula sa masarap, malaman, mura at convenient kasi easy to open ulalam, ready to eat ulam. Para sa masa, mahal na masa, ulalam, 15 pesos lang. 53-48, the Petron Blaze Boosters starting to take this game by the horns, taking this 5-point lead. Pingles though could not break their dry spell, but Blakely is there for the stick tag.
Iba rin yung pagiging agresibo sa bola nito si Marcus Blakely, just tapping the ball up. And sometimes you just get lucky, tapos papasok yan.
Kabagnot kontra Baroka. They wait for Junmar to get into position. Slapped away though by Ping.
To make the adjustment as well is Coach Tim Cole. Earlier we saw Marcus Blakely trying to guard him, and Marcus Blakely playing a little bit too soft on Junmar, and he took full advantage of it. Now we're going with a guy that actually is a better fit in terms of size to guard Junmar.
Kabagnot to Lassiter. Go Arwin trying to keep it alive. Pingris takes it to the face. At penalty na, etong Petron, receiving 2 free throws for Mark Pingris.
A lot of times in this game, coaches have not allowed teams to get on long runs. There was a run earlier kung saan lumamang ang etong San Miguel, or rather ang Petron ng 5 points. And since that run, timeout si Coach Tim Cohn. He's got 2 points already back. Now free throws to cut it even further. Remember the start of this game. There was actually a lead, 19-13 para sa San Miguel Coffee. Timeout coach si Coach Gia Banilla got the lead after that. So, that's what we're going to see here. Both coaches may not have that as long a patience as we would see in regular season games.
Maalala muna natin habang nag-free throw, etong si Mark Pingris, that you can follow the PBA and of course the NCAA after tonight like never before. Get real-time updates straight from your phone with Pinoy Hoops. Be the ultimate hoops fan and follow your favorite teams and players. Now available for Android in the Google Play Store at sa App Store naman ng iOS. Less than 5 minutes remaining in this third frame. Pingris goes 2 for 2. As a timeout is being requested here. Atid sa atin to ng Triple Hops Brewed Colt 45 beer, 3 beses pinasarap.
Ganyan pag 3 beses pinasarap. Colt 45, the first premium roasted malt beer brewed with 3 special hops for aroma, balance, and flavor. Tikman ang Triple Hop, Triple Sarap, Colt 45.
Don't let bad odors ruin precious moments. Get Glade Sensations Car. It effectively eliminates bad odors up to 60 days. For fresh fragrance, no more bad odors to ruin precious moments. Glade Sensations Car.
Matugo ito? Kailangan ko ng sipa? Extra Joss. Taglay ang pinagsamang lakas ng B vitamins, ginseng at tori. Para sa trabahong tuloy-tuloy, tuloy-tuloy. Extra Joss. Sipang tumatagal.
Yan, hindi basta kumukumas, ha?
100% yan. Sa Davis Sun and Rain, 100% acrylic elastomeric paint. Di basta kumukupas sa arawan. Marami pang kulay na mapagpipilian. Davis Sun and Rain. Para sa akin, ang bossing sa elastomeric paint. Basta pintura, hanapin ang tatak Davis.
Heat, sweat, and grease make you more prone to dandruff. But no more. Try New Clear Men, which has cooling mint, ginseng, and tea tree. It gives you 24-hour freshness and protects you from dandruff. Stay fresh for 24 hours. New Clear Men, 24-hour freshness, zero dandruff. Petron Blaze 100 Euro 4 meets European fuel standards for a powerful, efficient, and EnviroClean engine. The high-performance Euro 4 gasoline. Petron Blaze 100 Euro 4.
Etong 23 anyos na #1 overall pick nung nakarang draft, Jason, has definitely stamped his class here in the finals of the Governor's Cup. June Mar Fajardo has been everywhere para sa Petron, especially tonight in this game 7.
Tonight he's got 16 and 7. In the other games, he's actually even been more dominant at this couple of games, or a game in which he had 20-20 and is averaging close to 20 points a game and close to 15 rebounds the entire series.
Ang klase, no? First finals appearance lang niya itong 2013 PLDT Helpad PBA Governor's Cup Finals. They go back to Fajardo. Yancy on him. 6'10" kontra 6'9". Di makatulak. Arwin swings it around. Katagi ko. Patay na bot! Wala kay Blakely. Ball will remain with Petron pero 1 segundo na lang sa kanilang shot clock. It's gotta be quick for the white shirts. Sino ang kanilang bubuntahan? Parang corner kick mula kay Cabagnot. Taken away by PJ Simon. Pingris in the front court. Santos right in front of him. They go over to Blakely.
George Blakely's going to try to back him down, but unless there's an open guy in the corners. But remember, in game number 6, if it was Arvin Santos, he felt very comfortable attacking him.
And just like that, San McCoffey is back up by 1. PJ Simon's got 9.
And PJ Simon has come alive. They're looking for that additional local score. Pingris has scored very well. Now PJ Simon is another guy that's helping out.
Lutz, that familiar crossover. No, Fajardo is there. Ayaw pa rin. Tapigan ng bola. Napulot ni Baroka. PJ all the way, high off the glass to drop the deuce. And Coach Gia Vanilla, seen enough, 30-second timeout requested here. Atid sa atin ng Triple Hops Brewed called 45 beer, tatlong beses pinasarap.
Game of runs. It was 53-48 earlier and then an 8-0 run na sagot. Ito Sandmade Coffee, courtesy in a big way mula kay PJ Simon. From top, he's got it. From the sides, he was able to get it as well, but also in the fast break. So, ito nga yung sinasabi natin. Sabi ni Coach Tim, he has the superstars to do it. And you can see PJ Simon, one of his superstars, able to come up and answer the call.
What a sequence there para kay Simon. The jumper, that tap away when the shot clock was winding down for Petron, and the layup, or the 2 points off the glass. Peter June now with 11 across his number. Let's see how Petron reacts.
What they're going to do is going to bring back their import, Elijah Millsap.
So susugal na dito sina Coach G. Sabi ni Coach B-Boy, hindi ikaw pinapapasok namin, si Ronald Tubit dapat. Nagkagulo-gulo ito sa substitution sa scorer's table. At nawarningan sila dahil doon for delaying the game. Next dead ball situation pa pala, papasok ito si Millsap.
Yeah, because you can only change one person and they have already changed Chris Lutz via Ronald Tubin.
30-second timeout lang kasi yun, eh, no? Pag full timeout, gusto mo kahit 5, palitan mo. Lassiter against Simon. Junmar trying to battle for position with the Ocampo. Junmar kontra Yancy. Do-double team ng Hilaw etong si Baroka. Fajardo loses it. Blakely gets it across. Blakely down the gut of the defense. Huli. Pasa pala. Pingris. Very patient. Pingris pa rin. Yancy now in traffic. Ayaw talaga. Pero ang bola nasa Sandvik pa.
Trying to set it up again. If you're Sandvik Coffee, you already have multiple possessions.
Everybody up on their feet on that Sandvik bench. Baroka with a one-hander. No.
It's a tough shot.
Fajardo clears it. Lassiter surveys the floor.
Petron's got to try to get back or get into their offense early once again. Once they're slowing it down.
Oh, look at that bullet pass. Puta lang inabot ni Junmar mula kay Ping. Blakely against Tubid. Penalty na etong Petron. 2 shots para kay Marcus. Ganda na nung pasa sana. Neto ni Lassiter. Inabangan nga lang ni Ping dito sa kabilang dulo. Blakely continues to struggle from that 15-foot line as Elijah Millsap is now going to be part of the 5. Papalitan si Arvin Santos.
He's missed about 5 of its last 6 free throws. Somewhere there. Pagkatapos natin pinansin na pumapasok na nga yung mga free throw niya.
Finally, he gets that one to sink as we send it over to Erica Padilla.
Nakita natin kung paano naipit si Marcus kanina that caused a turnover for Sandmade. Kaya naman sabi ni Coach Tim again, huwag sila magkumpulan sa isang lugar dahil alam naman daw nila na laging dinodoblehan si Marcus. Spread out para makita agad ni Marcus ang dapat pasahan. Balik sa inyo.
Thank you, Erica. Tubid looking for that crack in the defense. They go to Millsap. Held back by Blakely. Basket no good. Third personal pa lamang para dito kay Blakely.
Now, while you know that your advantage is Junmar Fajardo, you still have to continually move if you're Petron. You can't get caught from ball watching on your offense.
Lassiter obliges, punches it through. Ang sabi ng PLDT Telpan.
Big shot para dito sa Petron because that lead was starting to balloon. Balloon na dito yung 4 points eh.
Pero yung binabanggit mo nga, naging predictable sila for a while there as Simon Pinawi agad with his own version of a PLDT Telpan 3-point shot.
Yeah, we said it earlier. This is the same lineup na Simona ng Petron. When you look at this lineup, the one guy that you have to make sure na mababantayan was PJ Simon, but PJ able to find a hole.
Oh, Junmar wanted to throw it down. Foul whistled on Blakely. That'll be his 4th. Nice drive and draw coming from Tubid.
Let's see if Marcus Blakely actually catches him here. He got all hand. You can see that he actually got his wrist. It's just a good job on the part of their camera work to see that he actually caught the right wrist of Junmar Fajardo. But credit the young man. kadalasan iilag ka pag nakita mo na may mataas rin tumalon. But he went straight and he went strong.
Fajardo takes care of that first free throw as Devance comes back in, papalitan. Ito si Baroka. And Malyari is also there, si Blakely. Uupo na rin muna. So Millsap with 4 fouls on the floor. Blakely sa kabila, 4 ang foul. Pagpapahingin mo.
Marcus Blakely has not gotten much rest. Look at the other side. Elijah's already got enough rest, maybe to bring him all the way till the end of the game.
60-58 is the score. Malyari gets it over to Simon. Sandvik wants to add to this 2-point lead. PJ to Malyari, back to PJ. 10 segundo sa shot clock na itong Sandvik Coffee. Bingris anchoring that triangle. They go to Malyari. 3 to shoot. Malyari with a long 2. Couldn't bail him out. Fajardo tracks down that rebound. And Lassiter will push the action. They go to Cabagnot for a 3. Sabi niya ng PLDT Telpan.
Well, the 3-point shot has really changed the game of basketball. The two 3-pointers in the last couple of field goals para sa Petron has just gotten the lead right back.
Wala na po 1 minuto na natitira sa ating ikatlong yugto. Simon, kontra Tubin. Bitin. Rebound de Ocampo. He attacks Simon. Dinagsak pa kay Ping. Nice stretch coming from the Sakuragi.
And an even better pass on the part of Yancy de Ocampo. Such an underrated passer. You know, you always think that he's just a big guy, but it's the passing that makes him different from the other big men of Sandvik Coffee.
Less than half a minute to go in this third quarter. Tubin gets it to Millsap. Fingers right in front of him. Shot clock is at 5. Millsap for 3. No go. Malyari for the rebound, and Sandvik can hold for the last possible attempt here in this third frame. PJ Simon time to para sa Sandvik Coffee. He's got 5 to work with. PJ to Devance. He launches one. Bang! Amin pa rin sa akin ng PLDT Telpan. Hail Mary ni Lassiter. Hindi uubra. And that'll do it for the first 36 minutes of this Game 7. 65-61 is your score. Sandvik Coffee makakapagbaon ng 4 na puntos sa kalamangan after this booming triple from Joe Devance. Dito sa TV5 as we take a look at the Freddie Webb, of course. Freddie Ubalde, sorry. Ikaw kasi katabi ko eh.
Legend.
Uy, and the Teng brothers also in attendance, including Alvin Teng. Nilang buting ama, Mr. Bobby Barrero. Everybody enjoying the action. Siyempre, nandiyan din si Commissioner Chito Salud, Boss Willie Marshall, and Ricky Santos. Brain thrust naman ng PBA. 65-61 is the score. Mag-margin po. Kasama natin si Jason Webb. Kaya nalito ko. Ito kasi ang aking katabi. Nandiyan din po si Erica Padilla at Nico Ramos patrolling the sidelines for this last ball game. Paalala rin natin Jason, na napapanood tayo ngayon sa TV5 starting November 17 next season. Lahat na po ng PBA games dito na mapapanood sa TV5. Batiin na rin natin lahat ng nanonood sa atin ngayon over Action TV International, lalo na yung mga nakatutok mula sa Middle East. Nico, you have a report?
Magul, not a drop of doubt in that last Petron huddle entering this fourth quarter. Applauses all around and a lot of boosts of confidence from the entire team, including the usually very calm Elijah Millsap na sinabi sa kanya mga kampi, guys, they're up 4 now but we'll be up at the end of the game. Have faith, stay together. Magul?
Millsap on the move, wanting to prove what he said was true. They couldn't connect though on that run. Kasama niya sina Lassiter, Lutz, Cabagnot, and Fajardo.
You know, he looks like he wants to take the game over here at this early stage of the fourth quarter right there. Seemingly just expecting the contact. Good job on the part of Joe Devance sa umilag dun sa bangga.
Ang 5 naman ang Sandvik will have etong sina Devance, Simon, Blakely, De Ocampo, and Pingris. Haven't heard much from James Yap in this contest. Pa siya sa bench nila Tim Cone. Blakely against Lutz. Look at Lutz trying to get as low as he can. De Ocampo from 16 gets the bounce.
Yancy De Ocampo from the foul line extended. Shades of Game 5. Remember, he was such a difference making that mid-range shot.
Lutz gets it over to Alex. Nakita si Lassiter. Petron on the move. No, Junmar is there for the stick back.
Lots of shooters all around para dito sa Petron. 3 guys, actually 4 guys that can make that outside shot. And then just Junmar in the middle. That's really why ang hirap magiging mas mahirap yan ang depensa para dito sa Sandvik Coffee.
Devons to Blakely. Dalawa kagad ang sumalubong sa kanya. PJ puts it on the floor. Di maipagpag si Millsap. 5 to shoot for Sandvik. PJ for 3. Couldn't send it home, but Devons keeps it on that side of the floor. Devons to Blakely. Sandvik trying to be patient, but the double team takes that leather away. Lassiter, Millsap against Leo Campo. Iniwanan na si Iko ni Yancy. Nasa Esteban eh.
Buti nga, naabutan pa yun. But you know, it's a good foul. It's a very good foul because you make him earn it. Of course, he really couldn't turn around. He's a good 6'8", 6'9", and just couldn't make that move to pirouette kasi inikutan siya doon sa weak side niya eh. And it's a good foul because now he's can only make 1 point.
As we take a look at this Prestone defensive stop of the game, brought to you by Prestone Brake Fluid for superior braking action and safety. Sigurado, nasa mabuti kang kamay. So instead of giving the easy layup like you mentioned dahil doon sa sidestep, 1 point lang ang napamigay nila doon. As we remind everybody that the all-new dual-core PLDT Telpad is the world's first landline and tablet in one that lets you do more.
Fingers has an advantage at the post right now.
Lassiter on him, but he kicks it over cross-court. Devons finding Blakely. They go back to the left. PJ fly-by move. PJ though couldn't hit. Bigness on the floor with a rebound. Foul whistled. Against who?
That's going to be against Marshall Lassiter because Pingris, he goes to that side. You know, naka 2-3 itong Petron and he goes to the side kung saan yung merong maliit and then he just takes and uses his body, his strength against ito si Marshall Lassiter.
Kita mo naman yung bakbakan dito, Jay. Yan talaga ang PBA basketball.
And actually, if you look at that, it's like Marshall's trying to just outwit itong si Mark Pingris.
Sabi mo, kailangan big boy punch pagka dito ka nakipagbakbakan. You mentioned Yancey's passing. He floatgates PJ Simon.
That's 2 assists already para kay Yancey here in the 4th quarter. Remember, he also had those 2 points from the top.
Millsap, spinning baseline. Goes up, Pingris with the stop. Pang-apat na shot block na yan para dito kay Sakuragi. Yancey again. They go to Blakely, kicks it out. JDB punches it through. Hatid sa inyo ng PLDT Telpad. And this now is the largest lead of the contest. 7 puntos para sa Sandvik Coffee. Timeout muna tayo. Hatid ng Triple Ops Brewed Colt 45 beer. 3 beses pinasarap. Ito, silipin muna natin ang ating Photon Tornado Drive featuring Peter June Simon. Brought to you by Photon. Empower your business. The Petron Blaze Boosters all of a sudden down by 7 points. Ito na ang pinakamalaking lamang na naitatag sa gabing ito. Magumar John, Jason Webb, Erica Padilla, Nico Ramos. Inyong quartet dito sa Sports 5. Lutz gets it down low. Junmar against 2. Where will he go? Junmar, nakita si Lutz. Naipit pa rin. And they turn it over once again.
Very quiet game para dito kay Chris Lutz with that turnover. Good defense once again para dito sa Petron. Both teams trying to get away with playing without a point guard.
DJ Simon dito sa kabilang dulo for the Sandvik Coffee Mixers.
Poise right now. We talked about that ever since game 5. Which team will have the poise? So far, Sandvik Coffee showing a lot of poise here in the 4th.
Blakely, big spin. The bigness is there to clean it up.
Huge disparity in rebounds here in the 4th quarter. 6 rebounds already para dito sa Sandvik Coffee. Only 1 para dito sa Petron.
Might just be a must-score para sa Petron. Down by 9. Arwin to Millsap. Straight for the 3. No go.
It's a good look. It was actually misplayed defensively by Sandvik Coffee. Just couldn't make the basket. But Petron actually going with a shortened rotation.
Simon looking to take the fight out of Petron with still 7.5 remaining in this game. Gets it over to Ping. Millsap all over him. Kick out. Yancy. His pass thwarted by Arwin. Lutz on the move. Simon right in front of him. They go deep to Fajardo. Fouled by De Ocampo.
Not a good foul on the part of Yancy De Ocampo. Remember that foul earlier? Instead of a layup, he made them earn one free throw. Ngayon, maganda na yung position ni Fajardo. Gives up that foul. Makes Petron, or rather, makes their defense again settle down because what we've seen here in the fourth, pag nakasettle down na yung depensa ng San Mig, they've been able to stop itong Petron.
Millsap for three. Punches it through. Hatid sa atin ang PLDT Telpat.
Not really the loudest of games para dito kay Elijah Millsap. That was a big three-pointer though.
A total of 22 as Millsap will be whistled here.
What do you say? Poise, composure. Can't give up that foul.
He's got to watch it now. He's got 5 personals across his number. Bigayan sila dito ni Ping. Outside jumper doesn't work para kay De Ocampo. Less than 7 minutes remaining in game number 7. Santos to Cabagnot. They go to Millsap. Millsap against Simon. Papalit si Blakely. They swing it around. Lassiter fouled by PJ.
It's interesting when you watch this game. You look at Petron, there's so many superstars on that floor, but it seems at certain points they are just solely looking at Elijah Millsap and Junmar Fajardo.
Millsap once again kicks it out. Alex couldn't pull the trigger. They go to Arwin for the baseline jumper. No, Junmar underneath is fouled. And para sa San Mig Coffee, this will be their 5th team foul. Pang-5 na rin para kay Yancy.
I'd be concerned if you're Coach G as we look at
ang ating sistema. Tooth and Gum Care Rookie of the Half. Junmar Fajardo po yan. Hatid sa atin ng sistema Tooth and Gum Care Rookie. Ready for the big league with sistema Tooth and Gum Care. Get ready for life.
That might be concerned if you're Coach Gio Padilla. We mentioned earlier, he shortened up his lineup for the people that he's using on the floor. So Junmar is close to 38 minutes already, 6 minutes to go. Same thing with Lassiter, same thing with Cabagnot. Arwin Santos close to 35, and Elijah Millsap close to 34. So some guys might not, question is how much these guys would have in the tank in the closing minutes.
Intisyon. Rebound battle, napunta kay Devans. Para naman sa panib ni Coach Tim Cone, ibinalik na niya ngayon si James Yap and Mark Baroka.
Who's very fresh. Both guys got a lot of rest nung nakuha nila yung kalamangan nila.
Ping contra Fajardo, dragging out the defense of the Petron center. James losing it to the sideline. San Mig asking for the foul. Petron will have possession. Cabagnot setting the table. Millsap looking for his big man. Now he goes to Alex. No go. Junmar rebound. Fajardo 2 takes. Putata pa rin. Pero merong foul. Last time around, Junmar Fajardo missed both free throws. We're talking about fatigue. Jason, let's see how he does this time around.
Both teams have had a lot of free throws. Both teams have missed a lot of free throws as well. Not really the time to be missing free throws. Game 7 of the championship.
As we remind everybody that the all-new dual-core PLDT Telpad Selfie is the world's first landline and tablet in one that lets you do more.
It's 3 straight para dito kay Junmar. 4 out of 11 so far in the game.
Junmar make that 4 out of 12. Wow. The struggle continues for the rookie. 4 na segundo lang para maitawid na San Mig. Baroka gets it over to Devans. Blakely loses it to that baseline.
Back-to-back turnovers para San Mig Coffee. Leaves the door ajar para dito sa Petron, but Petron has not taken advantage of those turnovers yet.
Interesting scenario here. 5:37 to go. Upo muna si Junmar J. Petron has gone small.
Yeah, but this is the same unit that gave them the lead and the victory in game number 6.
Millsap overcooks that layup. Sandy Coffee still sitting on this 6-point lead.
5 fouls.
English wanting to foul Millsap out of this game. Bing kicks it out. James on the move, fouled by Santos. Only be the 13th foul para dito sa Petron. Pero it was deemed in the act of shooting. Only 6 points across his number so far para dito kay James Yap as we send it over to Erica.
Maliban sa mga players, the coaching staff of San Mig is as anxious. Sabi sa akin ni Coach Richard kanina, kung pwede lang daw na maglaro din sila, gagawin nila para makatulong. Kompleto naman daw sila kung ituturing na third set ng mixers. Balik sa inyo?
Siguro pag si Coach Johnny, si Coach Olsen, si the Captain Alvin Patrimonio, yun makakatulong. Ewan ko makakatulong si Chard.
Makakatulong sa kalaban. Yap goes 2 for 2. Good enough to stretch Shanvik's lead back up to 8 points as we head into this timeout. Atid sa atin ang triple hops. Rude called 45 here. 3 beses pinasarap.
Got a feel for Petron right now. Coach Gia Bonilla, he feels that he has to make a run right now. And he, right now, as well, this is a unit we talked about that gave them the lead. And he has to reinstill in these guys. Ano ba yung ginawa natin tama ng game number 6? That's exactly what we have to do here. And remember, when this unit came in, they were actually down by a big margin as well. And they were able to get that lead.
That'll be the last 30-second timeout para sa Petron. They are left with 3 full timeouts. Ito namang Sammy Coffee still has all 4 of their fulls and both of their 30-seconders as we remind everybody na starting November 17, all PBA games will be aired on TV5.
Let's see, the one thing that they're lacking seemingly in this game compared to the other games is the aggressiveness of the entire unit.
Tabagnot for 3. Gets that one to drop. Brought to us by PLDD Calpad.
Not a lot of threes so far para dito sa Petron compared to the other games that they get, but these threes have come in very good spots for them.
Baba nga sa 5 kabante rito ng Sammy Coffee. Bing wanting to attack Millsap once again. John Mark Bingris nakikipagkatawanan. Bounces it over to Blakely. Have mercy, Mr. Blakely!
Losing his man was Arwin Santos. You've got to play ball and man. Last guy you want to leave is Marcus Blakely. That near the basket.
Balik sa 7 ang kailangan bunuin ng Petron. 14 seconds on their shot clock. Tabagnot over to Santos. Arwin kicks it out. Millsap finding Lutz. He goes reverse. Arwin with a rebound pulled from behind. That'll be team foul or penalty na nga. Eto Sammy Coffee.
You see, Arwin Santos loses his man right there. Easy pass para dito kay Mark Bingris. And the finish mula kay Blake.
Timeout muna. Atid sa atin ang triple ops. Brood called 45 here. 3 beses pinasarap. Arwin Santos at the line splitting his charities. Bringing this deficit down to 6. Sa rebound play, meron na namang foul.
So many misses. That's the 5th foul of Marshall Lassiter. But just going back, too many missed free throws para dito sa Petron Blaze in the 4th quarter. The 3 out of 10. The chances are there. They just haven't been able to take advantage of it.
Baroka in the front court. Tabagnot right in front of him. They go to James at that corner. Lassiter wanting to take it away. James with that big spin. Hooking foul whistled on James Yap. Ball will go back to Petron. So it's still 3:50 remaining here.
Marshall Lassiter has 5 fouls, but really doesn't care. Woo!
Nabot ka sa mukha doon. Ito si Marcio. Back to live action. Lassiter gustong bumawi. Dalawa gumambala sa kanya. They go to Millsap. Fingers right in front of him. 12 to shoot. Millsap with a pull-up fade away. Elijah delivers the 2 points.
You know, that Mark has to give him a little bit of space because he respects the speed of Elijah Millsap. So Elijah Millsap just a little jab step and to get that separation. Able to hit that outside shot.
Baba sa 4 ang hinahabol dito ng Petron. Baroka under fire, gets it over to James. 9 to shoot para sa San Mig. And Coach Tim wants to talk this one over. At nagkaka-mind games pa dito as si James Yap at si Marshall Lassiter. Timeout na to, atid sa atin ng Triple Ops Brewed Colt 45 beer. 3 beses pinasarap. 30-second variety, hilingin dito ng Sanmig Coffee. So, nagkakainitan na, no? Kanina pa, pero starting to reach fever pitch here, Jason.
This was the next play after what you saw earlier. James calls a timeout. Marshall wants a basketball. James Yap says, you don't own the basketball. Pag-aari yan ng PBA.
Ayan, ikaw ang mag-abot. Oh, ginawa ng full timeout.
Houston, hindi pa na tayo nag-iisa. Ano to? Parang isang malaking mukha nagawa sa metan. Bumalik ang Decepticons.
Sa akin na ang mundo nito ngayon! Kumanda ka sa akin! Bilis-bilis na po! Tatapusin namin silang lahat.
Back inside of Smart Araneta Coliseum sa pagpapatuloy netong kahuli-huli ang laro nga ng ating 2013 PLDT Telpad PBA Governors Cup Finals. Magumarjon, Jason Webb, Erica Padilla, Nico Ramos ang inyong quartet. Delivering the action, 4 ang abante ng Sanmig kontra Petron.
Yung Autobots sa Decepticons, kampihan na. Yun din yung ano nila. Basa ko eh.
Alam ko kung kanino ka kakampi.
Kanino?
Decepticons, kontrabida ko.
Kanino? Sa'yo lang.
Sa bagay. Eto na Sanmig, gustong dagdagan ang kanilang kalamangan. Paroka on the run, too strong. Millsap with that rebound. Arwin leaked out, hindi siya nakita. Nandiyan na, depensa ng Sanmig Coffee. They go back to Millsap. Attacking Ping. Millsap na ipit, gets it to Arwin. Santos couldn't pull the trigger. Gets it over to Cabagnot. Cabagnot, nakakita ng puwang. And a foul on that rebound.
You know, the defense of Sanmig Coffee is the one that is dictating kung anong gagawin ng Petron because they're just on the ball so hard. You can see that parang second option na lang yung ginagawang tira ng Petron, lalong-lalo na doon sa play na yon.
Junmar Fajardo now back on the floor para dito sa mga nakaputi. Pinalitan si Chris Lutz. Still a 4-point lead para dito sa Sanmig Coffee. Paroka on the move. Pulls up from 17. Mark couldn't get it. Millsap for the rebound. Out-timing etong si Ping. Millsap on the run. Drops it off. Arwin off the glass. Meron ng foul on the pass.
It's the right idea. It's the right play is to push the basketball if you're Petron because it has been proven. I said this earlier. Pag nakaset up yung defense ng Sanmig Coffee, napakahirap score.
Both teams in the penalty. Millsap takes care of that first free throw. 1 possession game at this point, Jason.
1 possession, but of course Elijah Millsap hoping that it is just the easiest possession, a 2-point shot if he can make this free throw.
Bitin yung
Again,
pangalawa.
ang tanong dito, you're seeing a lot of free throws missed on the side of Petron. Remember in minutes that I talked about, this might be an issue for a lot of these guys here.
Pati yung minutes kanina binabanggit mo, Lassiter stretching out, ha?
Because this didn't even have a chance. This one is so short.
And Coach G will burn one of his remaining timeouts. Hatid sa atin ang Triple Ops Brewed Colt 45 beer. 3 beses pinasarap. So 2 timeouts remaining para kay Coach G Abanilla. 4 pa para sa Sanmig, 2 buo at 2:30.
You know, when you all these timeouts and only 2 will be left with Coach G. With the amount of minutes that these guys have played, you want to use these timeouts to rest your players. And if you're lucky, at the point that you rest them, you can actually set up a good offensive set. Best place to set up an offensive set under the basket. It's the easiest place to score on an inbound.
Junmar right here!
Let's have Elijah right here. Okay. Let's have Marshall here on top. Okay. What will happen is, how many shot? If we have an open shot, take it. If not, we run the 5. Okay. Set him up. Elijah. Okay. Scream! Wait! Scream! Elijah right there! Tapos Steve! If it's open, same time! Scream! Let's start with here!
They're going to the regular sets, and like we said, you try to use these timeouts to get some rest for your players, especially if you're on the offensive end. Just get enough of that boost.
Natin si Lassiter, as he crashed to the floor earlier, he needs to stretch out na yung parehong pipi niya. Millsap receives that pass. Petron is down by 3. Millsap flirting with that three-pointer, gets it out to Mabagnot.
Lots of time if you're Petron. Remember, it was a reset of their shot.
Millsap attacking Pingris, puts it up, no. Rebound battle, Junmar has a hand on it. Nakanino, it's a scrub underneath. Jump ball ang tinawag. Looks like it's going to be Fajardo versus Ping.
You just love it. This is game 7, and you can see guys that are just diving for the basketball, without regard for their limbs.
So Pingris and Fajardo.
Big jump ball here.
Tatlo ang abante na Sammy Coffee. Who will get possession? Fajardo taps it to Cabagnot. Last 2 minutes now. Time to power up with Cobra Energy Drink. Lakas ng Pinas. Taken away by Blakely. Blakely looking to go all the way. Coach G now forced to call his penultimate timeout. Recharge your energy this time out with Cobra Energy Drink. Lakas ng Pinas. All of a sudden, it's a 5-point ball game.
Itong Sunday Coffee is a team that was built on defense, and you make the big play defensively here. Marcus Blakely able to get a steal here, just able to have active hands, and that's what he's done. He's been a Mr. Everything para sa team na to. Gets the turnover and is able to convert that turnover into 2 points, a layup on the other side.
So with 1 minute and 47 remaining, Petron can only stop the game one more time.
Get the ball, Alex. Okay, set your man up. Okay, screen. If it's open, give it to him. Okay, if not, okay, Alex, dribble it right here. Let's get into Elijah. Pick up.
So para sa Petron, itong sequence lang na to ang napag-usapan nila doon as we take a look at the numbers from Marcus Blakely tonight. Lassiter, kasama si Fajardo, Cabagnot, Millsap, and Santos. Babantayan ni Yap, De Ocampo, Pingris, Blakely, and Baroka. Millsap kontra Blakely. Puts his head down. Arwin back to Millsap. Haba pa ng shot clock. Millsap in trouble. Arwin one-hander. That's good!
I mean, this is a guy that can make all these crazy shots happen.
The MVP of 2013 delivering the most critical 2 points there. Now they look for the stop. Yancy against Fajardo. They drop it off to Blakely. Blakely in traffic gets the basket because Samalong foul.
We always talk about execution and points and in the end game. But it's always associated with offense. Offensively here, Petron gets the job done, but defensively, on the other side, another play that is misplayed. They don't locate Marcus Blakely. Marcus Blakely makes them pay.
Blakely 3 of 10 so far in this game. Make that 3 of 11. Fajardo clears it to keep the Samick lead at 5. Millsap on the move. Gets it to Arwin. Millsap once again. Pick offered by Lassiter, hindi ginamit. Millsap loses his footing.
That's just poor spacing. You can see that the problem with Petron is that they didn't have any spacing there. And for a good team like San Mig Coffee right there, they are going to take full advantage of that.
Pingris takes it away. Timeout muna para sa San Mig. Recharge your energy this time out with Cobra Energy Drink. Lakas ng Pinas. Coach Tim Cone wanting to map out this next sequence to make it a 3-possession lead.
We said that San Mig Coffee has been dictating what Petron is going to do. Right there, you can see there was no spacing whatsoever para dito sa San Mig Coffee. Also, that is a play that they don't run. They don't run a single high with Marshall and Elijah Millsap. Sometimes, when there's pressure, tapos pagod ka, you tend to get away from the things that you do. And San Mig Coffee takes full advantage of that in that situation.
Spacing is screwed up. Okay? We need to stop. Don't give up.
San Mig Planet in attendance, up on their feet, wanting to rock the Big Dome. They may just be 69 seconds away from capturing the Governor's Cup.
This possession, a bigger possession para sa Petron than it is for San Mig. San Mig Coffee, the one thing that you just want to make sure, you want to be able to take some time off the clock. You don't want to turn the ball over. For Petron, you have to think this is a must-stop here.
And look at Coach Tim. He elects to inbound all the way from the backcourt. Or they have to, rather, dahil yun nga naipid si Ping. Baroka against Cabagnot. Alex hounding him. Pero Baroka gets it across.
And the Petron cannot foul here. They are in the penalty.
Ping offers the pick. Baroka zigzags his way to a pass. Pingris 6 to work with. Sakuragi against Fajardo. 3 to shoot. Ping fouled. And he troops to the line for 2 shots.
Mark Pingris started out this game posting up the bigger Junmar Fajardo, and so far he has actually out-rebounded Junmar.
He is 4 for 4 from that 15-foot line tonight.
Has been close in points.
Pingris remains perfect.
And has made a better amount of free throws compared to Junmar today.
This second free throw can push their lead to 3 possessions. 46.8 seconds to unfold. Pingris misses. Pagkakataon ng Petron. Down by only 2 3-pointers. Millsap step back three. No go. Arwin is there. Ayaw pa rin. The bounce for the rebound. James Yap is fouled.
So far, San Mig Coffee again getting the big plays. The plays that matter. Right there, they needed to be able to secure a rebound, able to do it, able to score when necessary, able to defend, and make that big stop pag kinakailangan. Dito natin mapapansin. Remember, San Mig Coffee is a team that has been longer together. Yung nucleus nila, mas matagal na magkasama kumpara sa Petron. It seemed in the end game, and many times we've seen in the end games of the other games, Petron still unsure kung saan sila pupunta.
James Yap, though, could not put it away. Marshall Lassiter has fouled out of this contest. 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 steals para kay Lassiter. Yap at the line, 8 points across his number. Wala pa rin para kay James. Rebound battle, Pingris tracks it down, pero natapak na doon sa baseline. So still a chance for Petron, as Coach G will burn their final timeout. They gotta map out 3 sequences. A 3-pointer, a stop, and another 3. Recharge your energy this time out with Cobra Energy Drink, Lakas ng Pinas.
biggest issue, you mentioned it. No more timeouts para dito kay Coach G. So he has to be able to tell his boys everything that they need to do in the final 30 seconds.
Just set up a simple box. Okay, let's have Elijah here, Arwin here. Okay, down screen. Okay, get the ball, Alex. Now, if he gets denied, watch out for Elijah right there. Now, okay, let's have Chris opposite side. Just spot up. Ronald, sorry, Ronald. Okay, you. Okay. Elijah screen. Okay, penetrate Alex. So here we go, 30.4 seconds for Petron to try and make up 6 points. Let's see how they do on this very next offensive.
Pero hindi pa ito tapos, no? This is a huge possession para dito sa Petron. Got to be able to score quickly.
Kabagnot to Millsap. Millsap in trouble. Pumatay na with Kaping. That's shot block number 5. And Arwin Santos is forced to give up the foul. Mark Baroga can ice this Governor's Cup para sa Sandvik with these 2 free throws.
Elijah Millsap.
So it was on Millsap, hindi pa kay Santos.
Elijah Millsap has been able to do everything so far heading to this championship, but has had trouble closing out here in game number 7. Turnover earlier, this one just slipping off his hand. Didn't even really have a decent attempt at that shot. So again, Petron unable to execute offense when necessary.
Baroga rattles home the first. That's a 7-point lead para sa Sandvik Coffee. It was Arwin Santos that fouled out. Let's see if Baroga can push their lead to 8. Ringless pa doon sa pangalawa. Kabagnot hoping against hope. Launches one from deep. No go, and that should do it. Sandvik Coffee and Mark Pingris is fouled by Millsap. They will be on their way to capturing the Governor's Cup, Jason. Kalma lang daw, sabi ni Sakuragi.
Number 1 versus number 2. Top 2 teams in the Governor's Cup squared off. And it has been a treat all the way to the final seconds. Mark Pingris just dominant at that position sa araw na to.
Millsap fouls out with 25, 11, and 4 assists. This capacity crowd chanting, wanting Pingris to bag finals MVP. Pingris takes care of that one. Take a look at June Marfardo on that Petron bench. Nothing to be ashamed of para sa Petron, especially June Marfardo. What performances he put up here at napakahaba pa ng magiging karir ng batang yon. But this night is about to belong to Mark Pingris and the Sandvik Coffee Mixers. As this sea of blue is now taking over the floor of the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Congratulations to the Sandvik Coffee Mixers. The title that eluded them last season is now theirs. Bagsak na ang lobo. Kanila na ang Governor's Cup dito. What a Game 7. This final score, Jason, this is the largest lead of the game. Coach Tim Cohn capturing his 15th PBA title, tying his idol, Coach Baby Daluban.
San Mig Coffee right now, they will hoist that trophy. But remember, hindi naging madali itong komperensya na to para sa San Mig Coffee. They started out very flat this conference. They were 1-3. But then they figured things out, lalong-lalo na nung nakabalik na si Mark Bingris. But eventually they got everyone healthy. And then in the end, here in the finals, finding the right players individually to come up big in situations, and as a team, just being able to do what they were hoping to do last conference with almost the same group. San Mig Coffee, champions of your Governor's Cup.
87-77 is your final score. The second championship in the last 5 conferences para sa San Mig Coffee. All 5 of those, they were in at least the semifinals. Excellence being displayed here by this franchise. Smiles all around. Even Alain Maligsi is whooping it up on the floor. Of course, they lost him to an ACL injury. How much more deadly will these guys become when he returns? Pero sa puntong ito, Jason, makipagkwentuhan na tayo kay Coach Tim Cone. Coach Tim, right now, you have just captured your idol, Coach Baby Daluban, with your 15th PBA championship. What is going through your mind?
I'm just very humbled at the moment. You know, our guys worked so hard for it, and you know, I think we were the underdogs coming in, and you know, Petron is such a well-constructed team. Thank you, bud. And this guy, what can you say? I mean, just so much heart, bud.
Coach, you know, seeing that smile.
But you know, the whole thing is, you know, I'm so humbled because I get to. My idol, Baby Daluban, you know, he's been, you know, when I was growing up, he was the guy, he was the man that we all watched and watched him coach Crispa and even Great Taste later on. I mean, I've watched him all my life, and it's just so humbling to be able to tie a great man, great coach like that. I'm kind of speechless. I don't know what to say.
Coach, when we see that smile, and we see that, you know, although, you know, every championship is different and it's similar in some ways. Take us through this journey that this team took from the start, which was it seemed like a little bit rocky, all the way to the end.
Well, we were, you know, it's well publicized that we started 0-2, 1-3, and you know, we never lost faith. In fact, we felt, you know, early adversity would help us later on, and then we had that, you know, great series against Alaska. You know, we really went through the ringer on that one, and then Meralco, a corporate rival, and then here to our sister team Petron. You know, then I think, you know, they didn't have much adversity through all that time because they just dominated all the way through. They were incredible, and I think we just were able to give them a little bit of adversity and find a way to win. And I'm kind of shocked. I'm still shocked. But our guys did a great job, all the way from, you know, King and James and PJ, Marcus, Mark, Joe. I mean, all the way down, and the guys in the practices. It was really something special.
Coach, how about the support of the millions of San Mig Planet members, especially this capacity crowd who never gave up on you guys?
Wow, 20,000 people here today. Woo! I am so proud of that, so stoked that we could have that many people come and watch our games, and then we could entertain them like we did. And you know, they're just great fans. I was on Twitter, and after we were 0-2, I tweeted, you know, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry to the fans, but stay with us. We'll make you proud later on. And I'm really kilig that we were able to make them proud here today.
Congratulations once again, Coach Tim. We'll let you celebrate with your team.
Thank you.
15 PBA championships for Coach Tim. And this Tim Conera, 5 straight conferences na at least semis at 2 kampyonato na nakuha pa nila.
And people might not be able to put it in perspective kung ganong kagtindi, kung gaano kagaling, gaano kaganda ang naging term as coach or the career as a coach of Coach Tim Cone. Remember, he's done it with different teams. He's done it with different personalities and able to do it while the game has changed dramatically all through those years.
At yung binanggit na kauna-unahan ni Coach Tim kanina, Mark Pingres, best player of our game, 19 points, 17 rebounds, all puso para sa'yo, Mark.
Una-una, nagpapasalamat ako kay Lord. Nagpray kami ng wife ko kagabi. Pinagpray namin na win or lose, talagang pipraise namin si Lord. Talagang pagpipray kami sa Kanya. Sa lahat ng mga fans. Kayo po, nagbibigay ng lakas sa amin. Maraming salamat po, pati sa fans po ng Petron. Salamat po sa pagpunta nyo rito. Napakalakas po ng team nyo. Pero salamat. Talagang inisip ko lang, laro lang talaga eh. Salamat sa mga sa mami ko, sa mga pinsan ko, alam ko nanonood, nagpipray sa amin. Maraming salamat po kay Coach Tim Cone sa grabe yung sakripisyo niya. Sobrang mahal na mahal ko yung coach ko na yan eh. Kahit pinapagalitan ako lagi. Salamat po ng mga taga Puso Rubio, sa kuya ko. At inaalay ko tong laro ko to sa pamangkin ko kaya Ivan. Alam kong nanonood ka. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Mark, itong game na to, no? Nagsimula ka, ang tindi ka agad ang simula mo. First 6 points for your team. And it was a different Mark Pingres. Nakikita sa mga mata, it seemed in game 6 parang unfinished business. Yun nangyari doon dahil hindi ka nga nakalaro doon sa dulat dahil may naramdaman ka. Ano yung mindset mo at bakit nakita nga natin yung Mark Pingres? Grabe yung laro. Simula pa lamang.
Hindi ko na inisip yung kumbaga yun nga doon nung game 6 na spray na ako, so hindi ko na inisip yun nung pagpunta ko dito sa game. Ang sabi ko lang, samahan ako ni Lord, talagang ginabayan niya naman ako na hindi na masumakit yung paa ko. So salamat talaga sa mga nag-pray, sa mga kay small group ko. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Alam kong nandiyan kayo, lagi nag-pray sa amin. So gusto ko lang lahat ng mga taga Puso Rubio, maraming salamat. Pati sa mayor namin. Alam ko nanonood kayo. Salamat. Yun lang, kila Kuya Dodi sa LA. Thank you.
What a year para sa iyo, Mark.
Yeah.
FIBA Asia. Tapos ngayon, kampiyon ka na naman dito sa PBA.
Gusto ko na rin magpahinga. Pagod na rin ako.
Congratulations once again. Paki-celebrate ka na muna sa team mo.
Thank you so much.
Yan ang grabing stretch para kay Ping.
Also, Mark Pingres is actually our best player of the game today. I mean, it's pretty easy to name him as best player today.
5 blocks pa palang kasama.
19.7 rebounds, 5 block shots, and overall dominating performance from Pingres.
So San McCoffey on top of the PBA once again, the crown jewel para sa kanila mula ng Pure Foods franchise. 10th PBA title na ang nakuha nila. Number 4 all-time na sila dito sa PBA, Jason.
And of course, Coach Tim Cone coming to this program a couple of years back, and then he said, nakikita niya itong team na to can have a run of being extremely good, and he has been able to do that with him at the helm of this team, tying the great Baby Dalupa.
Yan nga po, no? They want to be the crown jewel of the San Miguel Corporation, and in the last couple of seasons, sila nga yung nakasungkit ng 2 kampyonato.
They've had the most number of championships, and actually the only team that has gotten championships for that corporation.
At para nga po, masimulan na natin yung formal ceremony on the floor. Sali na natin sa ating kwentuhan si Aaron Taide.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2013 PBA Governor's Cup awarding ceremony. Ako po si Aaron Ataide, and we had a fantastic Governor's Cup all the way from the beginning until the very end. Punong-puno ng drama, punong-puno ng action. Of course, it has been fantastic basketball all throughout. Now, before we award our champions, first let us give recognition to our first runner-ups here in the PBA Governor's Cup. They fought all throughout. A lot of people were doubting them, but they proved all of them wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, our runner-up team, the Petron Blaze Boosters. And they will be awarded by PBA Commissioner Chito Salud and PBA Chairman of the Board and Governor of Barangay Ginebra San Miguel, Mr. Robert Non. Finishing on top of the standings, number one at the end of the eliminations and forcing a game number 7. Finals all the way until the very end. Now it is time to award our champions. We call up on stage Lester Alvarez, Val Acuña, Jewel Ponferrada, Jerwin Gaco, Leo Nahorda, Rafi Rivas, Elaine Maliksi, Yancy Del Campo, Alex Malyari, Mark Baroka, Joe Demets, the scoring apostle, Peter June Simon, Marcus Blakely, the Pinoy Sakuragi, Mark Pingles, Mr. Rene Pardo, the assistant coaches, Jeffrey Carriazo, Johnny Abarrientos, Olsen Rosella, and Richard Del Rosario. And of course, team manager, the captain, Alvin Patrimonio. And last but definitely not the least, tying the record for most championships in the PBA with 15, head coach, Coach Tim Code. They will be awarded the championship trophy by PBA Commissioner Chito Salud and PBA Chairman of the Board and Governor of Barangay Ginebra San Miguel, Mr. Robert Non. Now may we call on Mr. Rene Pardo for a short message to the San Mig Coffee Planet.
Of course, there will be a bonus. Well, congratulations guys. It was really hard work. 7-game series. Kung akala nilong iba madali yung dinaanan ng San Mig Coffee, napakahirap. Petron Blaze Boosters is a very worthy opponent. Talagang pinahirapan ho kami up to the last game. Siguro kahit na 15-game series, aabutin ng 15 games ito. Well, I would like to take this opportunity to express our gratitude to our bosses, Boss Danding Coangco and Mr. Ramon Ang for the support that they've given this team. And the San Miguel Pure Foods Company, headed by Mr. Butch Aleo. Unfortunately, he's not around. And the executives of San Miguel Pure Foods are all here with their Mancom and their family. And of course, our San Mig Coffee Planet. Kung wala ho kayo, wala rin ho kami rito. Maraming salamat ho sa inyo.
Thank you and congratulations, sir. And now we would like to hear from the man that has tied Coach Baby Dalupan as being the winningest coach in PBA history, Coach Tim Code.
I just want to say that
this was not about me. I love you guys for doing this for me. I just really love you for it. But this is really yours, fellas. You did the work. You did it all. And I'm so proud of you. And I'm really proud of the fans for, wow, again, you're really special up there. Look at the balloons. And thank you so much for coming and being here and just really pushing us to another championship. These guys love you so much. Thank you again.
Thank you, Coach, and congratulations. And now we will give a little time to our PBA Governors Cup Finals MVP. It will be awarded by PBA Commissioner Chito Salud, of course, PBA Press Corps President Musong Castillo, also Barry Pascua, the Vice President of Bandera, and Waylon Galvez, Secretary of Bulletin. Of course, also will be the CEO, Berjaya Pizza, Mr. Paul Su, and the COO, Ms. Marian Castro, as well as the Marketing Director, Ms. Marifi Serafin, of course, brought to us by Papa John's Pizza. Mr. Musong, who is our finals MVP?
The crowd actually spoke kanina with still 3 minutes to go. PBA Press Corps and Papa John's are very, very proud to hand the MVP award to Mark Pingris.
Coffee Planet want to hear a short message from your finals MVP, the Pinoy Sakuragi, Mark Pingris.
Once again, nagpapasalamat ako kay Lord sa reward na to. Papasalamat ako sa mga teammates ko na nagtiwala sa akin. Kay Coach, sa mga fans, sa mga boss namin sa San Miguel, sa wife ko, I love you so much sa pag-alaga mo sa akin. Sa lahat ng sa family ko, sa lahat ng mga taga-Puso Rubio, Pangasinan, salamat po sa lahat ng mga Ilocano, salamat po lahat talaga. Mabuhay po kayo lahat, maraming salamat po.
Mark Pingris, everybody, the PBA Governors Cup Finals MVP. Congratulations once again to our champions, the San Mig Coffee Mixers. And that will do it for me here on the floor. Thank you sa lahat po ng San Mig Coffee Planet, to the Petron Universidad.
So yan nga po ang ating seremonya sa formal ceremonies on the floor. All smiles, of course, up and down the order para sa San Mig Coffee.
Of course, I mean it's been a long season. Remember, we had to take that break in the middle because of the FIBA, and for the players, it was a little bit. You could say it was an extended season. Sabi nga ni Mark kanina, gusto nyo lang magpahinga, pero mas masarap magpahinga pag champion ka.
Pero dahil nga dun sa long break bago mag-FIBA Asia, sandali lang ang aantayin nating lahat dahil starting November 17, magbubukas na ang 2014 season ng inyong Philippine Basketball Association, and all games will be aired on TV5. Kami po, tapos na dito on the floor, pero huwag kayo mag-alala. Anong inaabangan mo kanina pa? Yung celebration sa dugout. Lipat po kayo ng channel sa Action TV, the Sports 5 Center, and the Dugout Celebration will be coming your way sa Action TV 41. Sa ngalan ni Jason Webb, Erica Padilla, Nico Ramos, at sa lahat ng bumubuo ng ating team, headed by Direct Julius Melo, producer natin si Randy Victoria, executive producer natin si Rafi Ramano, ang statsman natin na si Roy Lopez, at production head na si Direct Dong Kapinbuyan. Magumarjo, nagpapasalamat sa inyong panonood. This has been the PBA Live on TV5.
susunod na programa ay rated PG, patnubay at gabay.